with Roll for Initiative presents Session 6 of Echoes of the Forgotten. It's time for some fun games, maybe, some dark storytelling. What's up with those eyes? We'll find out. We're at Session 6, so it's good. But before we have Mr. Darian explain what happened last week, we've got a little bit of a surprise for some of the people in the party. So yeah, it's the first piece of official art we have. Yeah. Kim sent me this and was like, should we tell Darian? I'm like, I think it'll be fun if we don't tell Darian. But yeah, just like it coincided with a bunch of like stuff on Twitter that I saw, which is honestly fair. We use a lot of face claims. We typically don't ask for permission first, so we want to not do that anymore. We try to, but it's hard. So we're gonna start gathering funds to get artwork done. Not by this artist, maybe. It might be another artist. We'll find out. Not that I've got a problem with this artist. Beautiful, fantastic. Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna search our horizons for a bit for artists to do this. So hopefully within the coming months we'll be able to get artwork for not only Echoes, but also Icewind Dale. I would like to get Echoes done first because there's a lot more characters in Echoes than there are in Icewind Dale. But with this, I think Darren can tell everyone what him. I thought it was a magic poster of like a high arcane wizard. I thought it was like their bedroom wall. I know. No, that was my initial thought. You told me afterwards, but my initial thought was like, oh man, that's a poster. That's cool. But now I see it's a winter impression shadow. Lo-fi baits to study and figure out what the fuck you're on about to depress to. Alright. We'll start with Darren now. Yep, so. that's what happened. I'm going to kick right back off as you guys are setting up the camp. Before we actually get into it, Miss Mim is going to be either late or not show up today. We don't know. But it is Good Friday over here, so it's understandable. And for anyone who celebrates that, Happy Easter. Have a good time. So, does anyone want to have a scene before we transition? So with Nerisian, Anaxara, and Christine asleep, that leaves Osiris, Court, Jakurva, and Sarah. Oh, sorry, my brain broke. As you notice, Court has not. I'll probably say Court hasn't unrolled his bedroll at all. He seems to have committed to staying up all night. Making sure shit doesn't happen. Okay. All in. The next day, you all awaken. True note for anyone looking after Christine or making sure she's okay, her eyes, her sclera are still this greyish black. One second. Oh, 1 second. Okay, there we go. So,
what was the issue?
Looks like my audio for you guys wasn't playing the last bit.
Was it not?
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
You
That
are like
sucks.
10 out of 10. Professionalism right there.
I don't understand
Yeah.
why it was everything opened up fine yesterday and today.
Yeah, it did.
Quick recap. People are sleeping. More people are sleeping. Some other people are sleeping. And Sarah's having an awkward conversation with Court now. Yeah.
Some people woke up.
Someone woke up.
We'll redo
Christine.
that. We'll redo the art thing at the end as well.
Oh, you kidding?
Wow.
No, I meant like actually just like I don't know. I just checked now, making sure there's like these levels don't look right. What's going on?
Oh, AJ, this is things you should check pre-stream.
I did check pre-stream. That's why I had a problem with it.
No, I just let him know too.
That's amazing.
It is amazing.
The technical difficulties is that we
It's
need
just
to...
going to affect your in-character development there, Christine.
Please let me know if it did. I'm gonna have a look at the stream.
I think it did, honestly.
Okay.
I don't know why. It just didn't decide to work right now, but it's working now.
No.
If we want to restart, we can. If we're not that far ahead, we can quickly go through both of those things again.
Oh no! Oh damn it! We can do it. We can do it at the end.
We'll
I'm
do
just
that.
kidding.
Do it at the end. But that's
Just full of time paradox like in Metal Gear Solid 3.
Sounds about right.
But yeah, Darren, read the recap. I'm sorry.
Okay, fine. Okay. Kim, you want to throw the art up while I'm doing the recap just to make a cool look at this thing? Look what I did?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
sure. I'll say
throw it up.
her handles and all that stuff again after you're done with the recap.
God damn, I'm getting the voice again.
Let me know.
Last time on Echoes, the party had a brief discussion following the previous day's events and decided to head north after Zerosh, making a one-day detour to help Sarah with her Devaja trial at the Tomb of Priestess. Jakova had Christine help him apply some war paint so he could be a bit less noticeable, and a few of the others went shopping, while Narishtian went off to the Silver's Clutch, an orphanage that attempts to take care of the city's many urchin children. He spent some time there, played them some music, and donated a bit of money before returning to the party. Eventually getting on their way, they spent the first night, and Narishtian worked through that first night on one of his inventions, augmenting his wrist-mounted launch to fire more than just a grappling hook, and due to that, he spent the night without rest and tired himself out. The next day passed uneventfully, and they came across a clearly well-used but nice campsite. A little later, another party of 3 traders approached and asked if they could share the campsite, claiming their cargo had been stolen by racist chromatic scale folk, and they would rather have a large group for safety than try their luck alone in the desert. The party, skeptical of their claims, attempted to ascertain the truth, and with some decent rolls, they were able to realize they weren't about to be robbed of their possessions, at least. One of the traders was a Leonin who Jakova got talking to and discovered that a variant of his weapons exists that provide a bit more offensive capabilities. The party took their first half of watches. The traders took the first half of watches as payment for their company, and Narisian decided, still not trusting them, to sneak off and keep watch on them. After an hour or so, exhaustion setting in, he was ambushed by hidden figures, discovering the 3 traders were actually 6 and they had nefariousness planned. He managed to break out of their grip before they tied him up and call out for help, waking the rest of the party. A confusing scuffle ensued where it appeared that they were trying to kidnap Anaxara. One murder sandwich later, Narisian proclaimed that they should bow to him, their god, and was promptly knocked unconscious. Jakova had a roar-off with the other Leonin after they played keep away with his weapons, and a whole bubble of silence later made things a bit more complicated for the spellcasters of the party. But in the end, they stood victorious, having barely saved Anaxara from being taken away and managing to defeat 4 of their 6 assailants. They disposed of the bodies, and the party discovered that Christine's eyes, while normally white until she used her powers, had not returned to their usual color and stayed a grayish-black. She then fell unconscious and had a brief, yet unnerving dream. You all moved off the path and made camp again, staying as hidden as you could and getting what little rest the remainder of the night held. Boom.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go again. Round 2.
Sorry about this, everyone. I didn't know what happened.
You already heard about what AJ said about face claims, because that was mostly him anyway.
They heard me talk.
This art, yeah. Yeah, they heard you talk, Reese. That's fine. This art was done by a really close friend of mine. I've known her since ages and ages ago, Valkyra, and she is just a general artist on Twitter and Instagram. Her Twitter handle is Valkyra VALKYREIA2, and her Instagram is VALKYREIA_arts. She honestly is amazing at what she does. When I commissioned this originally for her, this idea was in my mind since day one of doing this character. Honestly, this scene was just stuck in my mind. I needed some way to do it, and it was honestly amazing how it came out, and I really love it. Gonna have to stop it there because I don't want to waste too much time.
It's a little bit of a good thing because I could hide the Discord stuff, the little circles in the stream, so they could see the actual thing at the end. So, blessing in disguise, but also apologies. My fault. Thought it was working. I don't understand why I didn't. Anyway, we've skipped ahead to the next morning. The people have chosen to rest up in the camp. Court has taken a level of exhaustion as he wanted to make sure everyone was safe.
And I believe Sarah approached Court.
Yep.
Yes. Court, have you noticed Christine's eyes? There's something not right.
In what way would you mean?
They're black. Completely black.
I'd call it more of a darkish grey.
Have you seen her this morning?
Court just looks over to her, where she's at the moment still sleeping.
Didn't she wake up?
I'm assuming are you doing this before or after she'd awakened?
I
think she did afterwards.
I didn't.
It would make more sense to be after.
Okay, it's
It
after.
was
He's he looks
afterwards.
over to where she is, because I'm assuming you're talking in hushed tones.
Yes.
And he's like, "Yes, I have seen her. She seems to be handling herself quite well at the moment, given everything that happened last night."
Is she okay? Is this is she possessed? Is what's going? Do you know what's going on?
Little bits, but I would not worry that much, little one. Like reach over, like ruffles your hair. He's like, remember, she's not the only one whose eyes change color every so often.
It's true. I'm just concerned. I just didn't want anything bad to be happening to her. As long as if you don't seem concerned about it, then it must be okay.
It is not something you have to worry about, Sarah.
Okay.
When Christine's like, what the fuck is happening? I don't know what's going on.
This bitch knows more than me. What the fuck?
I was just up all night. But yeah, does anyone want to do anything before you head off for what you think is probably around another 2 days until you get to?
I'd like to get up, do my morning stretches as if I were some sort of cat, like back stretch, arch stretch, side to side. I then proceed to jump off Jakova. I then pat him nicely on the kneecap, as that is as high as my arm would go. I'm like, thank you very much for saving my life and being a comfortable bed. I will refrain from it.
It's okay once in a
Very
while.
soft.
Good morning.
I then proceed to I will give him I'll give him like 2 rations if he doesn't have any.
It is quite alright. I have plenty of rations.
Okay.
But thank you.
Thank you. And I nod, and then I proceed to walk past everybody, giving a gentle nod, trying to retain my composure, which I lost last night. I look over at Christine, see her eyes are still that way, see Sarah talking with Corp, and then I'm like, let's go.
Okay, yeah. Is everyone ready?
No. Before we go anywhere.
How's that ever stopped us before?
Before we go anywhere. Is there any other people that are chasing any of us in this group? We've already had 2 instances of it. Are there any others that would be helpful to know?
Maybe me? I don't know for sure. But there was this Yuan-Ti woman when I was back in Gizlane who seemed to be looking for someone at the hovel I was living in. I mean, it wasn't a hovel, it was more like I lived in someone's roof, and let's just say by less than legal means. But I lived in their roof. It was dank and cold, but this figure came in with a bunch of buff henchmen and proceeded to harass and toss and turn this person's establishment, which I promptly left. I don't know whether I'm going to see this individual again, but they might be after me.
Anybody else?
I awkwardly look around.
I don't think that anyone will be coming after myself, Christine, or Sarah. What about you, Osiris? You hunted at all?
They shouldn't know that they should be hunting me, to say the least. So we should be fine.
Intriguing answer, Fred.
So you're being hunted.
No, they should be hunting me.
Okay.
So a majority of our party is a danger.
Are we really surprised, though?
I'm not being hunted, but there are some things that I cannot disclose to you.
Likewise.
No, that's fine. I wasn't asking for details, just whether or not we should expect unpleasant company, to say the least.
And I feel like most people here are smart enough to know that nothing's up to me. What could I have done in this scenario?
Everyone pointedly doesn't mention the eyes.
Hey, Christine,
What?
there's you might have lost your temper a little bit too much last night.
So?
Your eyes,
Mercian.
darling. Okay.
Mercian. Time and
I go
place.
over to court. Yep. No worries. I then head off in the direction in which we were meant to be going.
She was
And
just
then-
getting
Should
the
we,
burial rites. It was fine.
Should we finish, preparing before we leave, or are you just gonna go on without us suitcase?
You know, that actually might not be a bad idea. You basically see him pointing towards the horizon in which you starts walking. Immediately puts his finger up, turns around, and then points back at him, and then sits down and waits as he just noms on some jerky.
Right, well, I won't be long. I've just got to make sure all my stuff's in my pack.
Alright. Jacoba
Did
does
we
that.
recover their possessions after the attack?
Except a couple
you
things.
tried to get a couple things, and then Christine burned everybody.
Yeah.
Okay. By possessions, I mean the group, the party's possessions, not
Yeah, your own stuff back.
Yeah, your stuff was given back. The only thing taken was the gauntlets.
Which
Um,
Jacoba then found.
You're not taking those again.
I pack all my stuff and then just help anyone else who's sort of struggling.
I'll finish eating up and then I'll head over to court and I'm like, is this the? I take it the eyes aren't to be mentioned again.
Mercian, you're a charming little
Thing.
thing, but try to keep your foot squarely out of your mouth, please.
I then look at my foot and then look at my snout, and then I nod, and I can see how the possibility of my foot might end up in my snout might happen. Okay.
The court's like the entire time he's just been like keeping a watchful eye because he hadn't unpacked his stuff, so it's still packed from the night before. He's just watching out, making sure no one's sneaking up yet again.
I will stand behind court and watch the back, keeping an eye out. Not imitating his posture in any sort of way, just being just doing what he is doing.
But yeah, unless anyone else will say anything, I guess everyone packs up and gets ready to move on.
Yep. Is there any scenes anyone wants to have within the 2 days, or should we just skip ahead?
And then here.
I'm happy to skip ahead.
Okay. Just to note, Alexara is wearing her cloak again.
Yes.
We bought it especially for her, after all.
No,
great.
not the one that you bought her. Another one. The one that she had
The
originally.
dirty rag.
Yeah. The good one's on
I
top.
cleaned it.
You did clean it.
It's just a rag now.
Just a rag, minus the dirty.
Clean rag.
The ex-hobo bindle.
So, 2 days later, the next day after this morning, you approach the area where the Tomb of Priestess lays. You notice the makeshift township that forms around it. Half a dozen large canvas tents spread out in each area, each connecting to holes in the ground of different sizes, but due to their rectangular shape, seem to be man-made. Further in, you see a condensed amount of makeshift wooden houses, uncommon as they are in the Union. The holes seem to have dozens of different people, currently cautiously digging in the holes, a few of which seem to be working around uncovering artifacts, statues, and other historical items. The most impressive sight in the area seems to be a large ancient temple embedded into the stone of the mountain, separating the Union of Azeroth from the Stone Pillar Highlands. As you approach, a small figure scurries out of one of the holes in the ground, covered in dirt from the waist down and carrying a small bundle of tools and brushes. Looking around, he spots you all and suddenly rushes over excitedly.
Oh, new faces! We don't get many of these around here. What has brought you to the dig site? Buried treasure? Forgotten artifacts? Uncovering secrets of the past that have been lost for aeons?
Just we've come to do the Devaja trial.
The what?
The Tomb of Priestess. It's part of the Devaja trials.
Praise this. That makes so much more sense.
You see, as he pulls out like a notebook at this point, and he starts like writing furiously in there.
What does this figure look like?
A dusty gnome.
A gnome?
He looks like an archaeologist. A little like archaeologist hat, white canvas, white shirt, brown pants, a bundle of tools on various belts, and now he seems to be furiously writing in a book with like a piece of charcoal.
Are you okay?
Well, yeah, of course we're okay. We are here uncovering the facts of the Priestess excavation. You need to know a bit about this. Could you share? Do you know things? We can talk.
No.
I'll give you 10% cuts on anything you discover. We publish.
All we know is that this is part of the Devaja trials, and I must go in.
Go inside.
Yes.
Please and thank you.
Well, you're welcome to try, but the door is very shut.
What's it made of?
Stone.
Tends to be very shut if it's stone.
Anyone here, mage?
Everyone's percent.
I summoned my mage hand, and I will go and look at the door.
Also, the gnome is like walking backwards as you guys are going, like talking to you the whole time, and like you're going into this camp, and you see it is very much not a town in any form. As we describe, it's basically just an archaeological dig site of some form, and the few buildings, which is the closest you can call them, is like they're barely standing. It looks like they're built mainly to be able to be easily torn down. Yeah, you're leading towards the very obvious large temple behind it all.
I just imagine just like everyone is like, is anyone here a spellcaster? And like literally everyone but Jacoba puts his hands up, but Court like tentatively is like
Up but then down.
no, it's down then up.
Right, well, once you figure out how to get the door open, get me. I'm gonna sit outside one of their tents.
Did you try brute force?
No, you can't break it.
Yes, we did.
What? You broke the door?
We tried. Didn't work.
What did you use to break it, young man? I'm curious. And I immediately walk up to him with an empty book and a taking quill, and I'm ready to start writing this shit down.
He immediately like closes his book when he closes yours. Like, well, those are our information. We don't. Were you published by anyone in particular?
No, I don't publish anything. In fact, I will give you this notebook as soon as I'm done with it. I clearly don't have a notebook. I've got my hand out, and I've got a quill, and I've got to write it on my scales, which are black, which I won't be able to see anything on.
Nice.
Well, we attempted to break the door with Goliaths. It did not work.
I see. Maybe see this door. It seems very interesting.
Absolutely, feel free. And he like waves towards the door. It's like
towards
the temple. Yeah, the mountain, which is like you can see the carved entrance in the front of it. It's like just if you do manage to get closer, don't break anything. It is of much interesting design.
I will walk up to the door.
I'll follow
know.
behind.
Getting my bearings, just kind of like.
Just make sure everything's visible.
That's a door.
It is a door.
Holy shit, a door.
What
Wow.
the fuck? Is that a door? Wow.
I assume
I have
just
a key
bed
for
out
this.
of the tents.
I will
This one, I'm pretty sure. AJ, is this door open or closed?
It's closed. No, this one.
This one's the open end archway, isn't it?
Yeah, this is the open
Entrance.
archway. Yeah. So I'm just putting people on the map real quick. I should have done it before, but I forgot because I'm a silly today.
You're silly?
Shut up.
Put your curve at the back because you're currently sitting in front of someone's tent who either doesn't know you're there or is very concerned that you're there.
Depending on your stealth check.
Do they care though? That's the
I mean,
point.
I'm just checking my gauntlets sitting outside. That's all I'm doing.
Okay. Now I'll read the thing. And so get to the other page. Okay. Passing beneath the arch entrances, you enter the temple's first chamber. Scaffolding lines the walls where people have been expecting the stonework to uncover hidden meanings. A large door inscribed with the image of an open eye and a starburst sits opposite you. And near the center of the room is a pedestal, with what looks like a stonework bowl fused onto its top.
Ah, okay. I will, I'll, first of all, investigation check to check for traps.
Okay. There doesn't seem to be any hidden mechanisms.
In this obviously well-traveled room.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Come on.
It's like
then-
sort of
I
just
come
take a
inside.
deep breath and just sort of walk up to the pedestal.
Okay.
Does it
I wish
appear
to
to have a
ritually
slot
cancel
inside
the
this
door.
pedestal?
Hmm?
Does this pedestal have a slot in it?
No.
Okay.
Does
Does the door have a slot in it?
pedestals
No.
here-ish. Is Jakova going in?
Have any of them asked me to follow them in?
No.
I'll say Court, when he notices everyone going there, Court does go and find you. If you're saying goes, they're going to the temple. Do you want to come?
Probably for the best. And I'll
Oh,
make my way over.
Okay. As you, as Sarah, or as Lucian
Everyone.
approaches, because of last level, like glowing blue, similar to the light that I've placed in things, runes appear in arcane writings. This is generic arcane. There's no deviation in terms of. It's common. It's like arcane common sort of deal. If you want to call it anything. So any spellcaster can read this. On it says, it's projecting above the bowl. To start one's trial, a drop will suffice.
Say that again, sir?
To start one's trial, a drop will suffice.
Okay.
Speaking of people who can read these are the ones who have studied magic, which would be the 4 people currently standing. Sorry, 3 of the people currently standing directly in front of the bowl and Christy.
So I assume it's talking about blood.
Probably. It seems like it.
I mean, if Itavage is a tradition long back, blood would be the easiest thing to sort of note oneself as one.
It's one's lifeblood.
It's a bit obvious.
That's fine. I can do that.
The gnome, who is still following you this whole time, he's like, if it was blood, we would have opened it so long ago. We tried that already. No one's blood worked.
Have you tried a blood of someone that is needed to be here?
Who could need to be here?
Points.
Maybe you just need more blood. I can assist.
He takes a step back from Jakova.
I pull out my dagger and just.
Whoa. Hang on a minute. How about we take 10 minutes and we see whether this will
It's just
might
a
lead
drop.
to a bad situation. Yeah, but we don't know what that could entail. Just give me 10 minutes, and then you go ahead and do what you want. And I would
This
like to
is-
ritual cast identify on the bowl.
Okay. I will say, I think I discussed this with Darian. I don't think this is damage in the sense of you'll take a point of hit. You'll take a hit point damage. You're drawing enough. You're just drawing a.
It's just
drop of
blood.
Just a pin.
It's
just a
not
pin on
blood
the
hunter
fingertip.
style.
I wasn't going to cut my hand.
I will say, in terms of magic for Cyrus, there is a combination of enchantment and necromancy.
An abjuration.
And abjuration, yes. A lot of abjuration.
Fuck life abjuration.
Okay, this thing is.
And some
super
divination.
magical. Super magical. Just be careful. Everyone else be on guard.
If people want to step back, that's perfectly fine. I'd understand. I don't want anyone to be hurt.
Okay. And
Can I point to the researcher quickly?
Yeah, but
I do the hand gesture like, you, come here.
he takes like a half step towards you after your last comment.
Look, I'm going to lift you up. You can get a bit of a higher view and see what's going on in there.
Do I have to?
Do you want to research?
There's scaffolding in the room. I can climb on that.
Very well. Don't fall.
He like shuffles past you and starts clambering up the side of one of the scaffolds.
Okay.
All right. Everyone's moved away if they're going to. I'm assuming Osiris and
I choose not to
Rosina.
move.
Okay. I just pull out my dagger and just like prick the end of my finger over the bowl.
You do so. When you do that, blue arcane runes similar to the ones that are appearing, I think they float, they disappear, or from the bowl. Instead, the stone door, the artwork that was on it, the open eye with the starburst glows as blue. The light shimming through it seems to push the door open in front of you, like it flings inwards, allowing you sight into the next chamber.
The gnome is like, "What did you do? How did you do that? What is happening?"
Like I said, the one who's meant to be here.
Oh, I forgot a door.
I have so many questions.
Well, we don't have time for them.
Are you
What-
sure?
I'm sorry.
I
but
walk away.
Just do it a bit more rectangular.
Is that a heckin' door?
It is a heckin' door.
Is that a rectangle?
It is a rectangle.
I'm gonna follow Sarah, and then
I'm
need to check the room.
slowly walking through and just like keeping an eye out in like just looking at every corner of the room.
One second, just standing up. Okay.
Beep boop.
Beep bloop. The next room is mostly empty. Another door stands opposite you with the image of a hunched, spiky humanoid with 3 clawed hands and feet and a single large eye, which appears to have been replaced by a piece of what looks like to be a dull amber. Embossed on it, there seems to be another pedestal in the center of the room, though this one is empty and benches line the north and south walls with old cloth that appears to be worn away with age. As you step into the room, sigils on the other side of the pedestal start to glow around its side, and a small collection of runes appear above it floating. As this is happening, I'm just gonna put people where they would be. Yep. As this is happening, as Court steps through the door, before the gnome even has a chance, because he was on the scaffolding climbing down, the doors swing back outwards and shutting the temple.
Could have seen that one coming.
That's about right.
Very story-esque.
The runes this time say, to move forward, one must be able to see. And I will show a thingy.
Oh boy.
Thingy is shown.
You'll notice in the top left corner of this map, you can see this is the image that's embossed on the door.
Oh, isn't he a cutie?
Where?
Is that a fucking Murloc?
Top left corner.
Top
I
left
think I said right.
of the map.
Oh,
It's a little.
Oh, no, it's got one eye.
I see. Yeah.
Yeah, that image on is like carved into the door itself, except the eye is replaced with a large piece of amber that's rather dull.
Weird.
It is. It is weird.
Any idea?
Just thinking.
I start to meander around the room, just seeing if there's any cracks or crevices, something maybe hidden.
trying to think of the right thing to roll for this situation.
investigation. Osiris.
That number.
You can't really see anything in it. The stuff in here, the cloth, looks quite old. It's not moth-eaten, but it is dusty and will probably break if you try to lift it with age. There doesn't seem to be anything in here. I will say general notes, all these rooms are lit unless we say they're not lit by floating magical torches emitting this blue light. And the ceilings are about 9 foot, so there's no scrunching of a curve or anything.
Didn't mean to do that. I'm going to roll an investigation as well.
Okay.
Can I assist?
You should have said that before she rolled.
So good.
Yeah.
With that 13, same deal. A lot of this is old. You see iconography that you've seen before in the tome you read. They are symbols of priestess. They are... Let me have a look. We did do some notes. I opened out the starburst, which was on the door. There seems to be a closed book with the spell circle on it. In various places, ingrained into the walls and all the pillars. Anyone else want to try anything?
I'm gonna perception check the roof
Okay.
and
Roll
walls, I guess.
perception.
But
It is a roof.
Here's the roof.
It's
Well,
stone, made of similar carved stone that the rest of the room is, and it is high enough up that you can reach up and touch it with your bare hands without a problem.
Well, he said the other
Right.
thing.
cool.
I'd
No,
like
I-
to.
The thing we just talked about. In
No.
Discord. No? Okay.
I'd
Remind
like
me
to.
again. Oh, sorry, go for it first.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, remind me again what's on the door.
The door is a, well, would people in real life know, is a Nothic. It seems to be, it's either a carving or I'd like to think of it as like an embedded statue, but we'll probably go with carving because it makes more sense. And it's just it's got a dull amber in the center where its eye would be.
Okay. Weird.
Dull.
I want to just also have a look from the other side. Does it look the same?
From the other side?
Yeah.
Oh, it's in the door, not the pedestal.
It's
Oh, okay, okay.
pedestal, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if you
Sorry,
can go on the
yeah.
other side, go
Okay.
ahead.
Yeah.
Possibly
Sorry.
cast light on the piece of amber.
Are you gonna do that?
Yes.
As you-
Yeah, you go.
So as you go to cast light on the amber, you notice that unlike the usual way where light would light up the entire room, this brilliant, like almost firelight, the amber glows slightly and then fades.
Okay.
I feel like it needs more than that then.
Does it need like a spell? It says.
If a simple cantrip fades out that quickly, you'd probably need something more.
Could try one of my stronger spells, but I don't want to break anything.
Out of curiosity, sorry, just one quick thing. How much did it like light up the eye?
Okay, if it was to glow from the center outwards, it got about halfway from the center and then it faded back down.
Halfway, you say?
Yep.
Do it again.
Light?
Hmm.
Okay. I cast light again.
I'm gonna do the same.
The exact same thing happens.
Exact same?
Yep. It goes. Yes, the exact same.
It does go a little further out, but it does not reach the edge of the gem.
Yeah, it goes from like 50 to 60%
Hmm.
in radius.
An
Okay.
attempt, at least.
I'm going to try something that's not damaging. I'm going to try blessing.
You're gonna try what?
Right.
Dancing light?
Bless.
Bless? Okay.
Praise be.
So you go to cast a spell, and you build the arcane formula you use, and you release it. But then rather than it, because it has no one to hold on to, it just seems to get absorbed into the door itself, and the gem lights up, and the light builds up, and it hits the edges, and as soon as it does,
the door opens. The Nothic, it seems to like fade away. The iconography, the emerald, and the carvings just fade from the door. Blue light erupts from the sides, and pushes the door forward, opening you to the third chamber.
There you go. We're right.
I wonder if that's going to be a recurring theme in this place.
If so, we're going to use a lot of our resources getting through.
Kind of feel that little guy is going to be pissed.
Just let me use my spells. Like, there's no need for you to have to tire yourself out.
So good.
We're in this
I just
together for
helped.
now. I mean, we're trapped.
Quite
Oh,
literally.
wait, trap? No. I didn't
Yeah.
know this. I live in caves.
So your dark vision should be perfect.
Is this
Oh,
place well lit?
Everything is lit until we tell you it's not lit.
I will go up to the edge of the room.
Also, ignore the A.
I like the A though.
I
What's
know,
that indiscriminate lambda on the floor?
That's an A. I just fucked up when making the map and didn't see until I finished all the compressions and shit.
I like the A though.
It's a
very
good A.
fancy A.
better.
I will let people pass. I plan to watch our backs.
Okay.
so as you pass through this door, this one does not close. It seems to stay open.
How far back are you, by the way, Dragova? Like, how far back?
I mean,
I
I passed by the door. It's more I'm staying at the back here to keep an eye on, sort of looking into the room we just came from.
Okay. Third room. Why is this one here?
I don't know what you're in for.
The name. Oh, okay.
Which one?
I remember now. Okay. Just why we named the room that way, and then I realized.
Yes,
what
via
it
that's
is.
a room.
Your footfalls clang softly as you enter the room. Looking around, you don't see a door. Instead, there are three small gargoyle statues along one wall. Each is holding something different. From left to right, there are a lamp, a flower pot, and a bowl. Between two of the gargoyle, cracks run along the wall from almost floor to ceiling. Yet another pedestal stands in the middle of the room, and again the symbols glow and words appear and above it and say, "To master the path of the Devaja, one must master the elements."
Okay.
So, a plant, a pot, a
Lamp and a bowl.
lamp.
There is a crack between the between two of them. I think it's the bowl and the flower pot.
So, if this is
So here.
designed for a Devaja, what would happen with outside influence? Did they even predict that?
Yeah, there's.
I got
there's
no
nothing I can do.
idea.
There's a crack in that gap.
I'll say one thing that you would have noticed when you did your what's the spell? The identify spell
The
you did
white,
earlier.
Yeah.
The tech magic, sorry, whatever you cast before. Identify. You noticed there was a type of divination magic across the door as well, and as you were entering, you still saw the lingering essence of it, and it appeared to be checking everyone who entered.
Now they tagged us before we entered.
In that case, what does outside influence do?
Apparently,
If-
it's
if-
tolerated.
But if they're checking us, surely I would have set off some kind of alarm earlier.
What gives you that impression?
It's not made for me. Yet I still was able to put some light in there.
I am training to be a Devaja, and it is a very old and not well known thing, but there were there were many Devaja. Once, like, a long
Then
time
maybe
ago.
this is meant to be like a.
to try to become the true Devaja. I'm just training. I'm not fully Devaja yet.
Well, if it's saying it requires the element, we can probably make some bold assumptions here, but we'd better be sure. The lantern could be fire, just based on what a lantern needs as light. Though, probably should check for scorch marks. The others, I'm a bit up in the air, honestly, but
So there was a lantern, there was a pot plant, and what was the other thing?
A bowl.
Bowl. Has the
In
bowl
that
got
order.
any?
Nope. Neither of these things have anything in it.
Okay.
Is it neither or none in the case of 3? Neither, right? Both?
Neither.
Neither would mean none of them, as in all 3 are not it.
Yeah, that's what I made. That's what I think.
I do have plenty of elements at my disposal. Just trying to decide whether or not I should just cast Chromatic Orb and 3 different elements, or if I should... If there's some water around here, I could shape water.
that seems like of massive use of resources.
Got a water skin. There might be a couple drops left. You can put it in it and see what happens.
Yes, that would be perfect.
I get up my water skin.
Can't really create water without some form of divine.
You...
Me.
I don't think so. Unless
Shape
you don't-
water into the bowl.
You shape water
Reading
into...
quickly.
Okay. Well, Darren will be the ultimate decider of this solution.
He made this dungeon, he gets deciding.
Yeah, no, it's not good enough. Cantrips don't work. Haha.
Fuck you, bitch. Use your spells like a bitch.
Okay. No, we'll have, it's not that it wouldn't work, because it does work. Bowl lays in the water. That one? Okay. As the...
Gotta find the exact right point to read from.
Yeah, as the water reaches the bowl, about a few seconds to a minute later, the floor burrs and shifts as all the stonework you've been currently walking on fades and is replaced by a metal grating. On one side of the room, a small bubbling water moat floats from an unseen source. Through the room and out to a drain opposite it. On the other side, a line of low fire burns from one side of the other way. So basically there's a fire line about here, it's very low, on a grate, below a grate that you're all currently working on.
And then on the opposite side from the other 2 pillars is a similar thing but with water.
Okay. And that happened as I put water into the...
Yep.
Yeah, basically the entire floor you could see is actually like large sections of it were actually illusions.
Oh, sure, yeah. And the fire's not hot?
If you reach down to like feel into the grate, even if you stick your fingers through the grate itself and reach down, it's like low enough down. It's very like minor embers to the point where you can't feel much aside from the slightest heat.
With these kind of, just from what this is, am I able to pull on like any arcane within it, just like hold it?
Using what exactly?
Just mage hand or like just general arcana knowledge.
To like pull the fire.
Yeah.
Roll me a-
With Mage Hand, probably not. I'd say if you had like the control fire spell, maybe.
Okay. I just want to see, like, I just want to see if there's any sort of weave there I can manipulate.
It seems from your examining of it and your knowledge of arcane, the fire itself actually does not appear to be arcane. It's in nature. It's just
Okay.
fire.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know.
The only thing I'm concerned about is the pot plant. I don't really know. I know healing spells, but I don't really know anything that could make things grow. Nothing druidic.
Is the plant facing like down as if it's like not healthy, or is it?
There's no plant.
It's just an empty pot plant.
Oh, it's just an empty pot. I see.
There's no soil in it either.
Is there?
Um,
There is.
there is.
Yeah, so when you go up and examine it, there is dirt in the plant pot.
Sorry, my bad.
I'm afraid.
Well, I left all my other seeds in my other shell, so
Convenient.
A lantern. I could either try and cast light on it again, or could use a chromatic orb of fire.
I feel like you're probably gonna need a flame more than a light.
So
Anyone got matchsticks?
Hold on, let me try. I just want to sort of target the firebolt for the center of the lantern. I'll just sort of move myself around it, like to here-ish.
Yeah, you fire the firebolt. You expect... I'm just getting feedback.
I'm expecting nothing.
Really? Okay. The firebolt ricochets into the lantern
I will say
itself.
that. Yeah. Quick. I'm going to really verify what I was saying by what I mean.
Yeah.
Ding ding.
Like what? Yeah, but it... 1 second. Okay, yeah, okay.
Cool. Just making sure I do my quick.
That's what I was thinking too. I was just making sure that we're on the same wavepath. It
Problem with code
ricochets.
DMing, typing very
Yeah.
quickly.
Yeah, type it very quickly. It bounces up into the lantern, and then starts like it's no force has been expended. The lantern's not moving from its position. It seems to be like stonework made into the statue. And then the light mode, the mode of light that you fire seems to light it up.
okay.
The lantern is lit.
So outside influence doesn't make a difference.
I think anyone can do trials.
That doesn't feel right. If it requires your blood to get in,
Maybe it's just magic blood.
don't know enough of this to care.
Oh,
Now we just need to
well, we
figure out.
just worked really
I
hard
don't
on it.
believe
Okay.
That's the case, though. Honestly, I don't believe that's the case. If it required your blood to get in here, then it required your blood to get in here. I never knew how to do magic until maybe 3 or 4 days ago. I doubt my blood was magical. So, regardless of that, I don't think I would have been able to get in.
Okay. What's everyone doing?
Figure out
So what's left, the pot or the plant?
What are you trying to do?
What's left?
Yeah, just the pot plant.
Okay.
Try casting a healing spell, maybe to do, making things grow, like healing. It's worth a try. I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on the next one.
So you cast Cure Wounds on the plant pot.
Yep.
There is no reaction.
Okay, that didn't work.
I'll say, so you're moving up to the plant pot to cast your Cry Touching. Make a perception check.
Also burn spell slots that you're using.
Yeah, definitely burn spell
Yeah, yeah.
slots.
Oh god, yeah.
And 2. Ooh, okay.
You
Very focused on the plant pot.
yeah, you're like, why isn't this working? I put healing magic into dirt and it's not doing anything.
I wish to
I'll
do
say-
another perception check on the room.
Okay.
Yeah, go for it.
As we said before, there seems to be a crack in between the two, the middle and the right statue, the flower pot and the water. Looks deep enough that something can go into it.
They can figure it out.
Does anyone have any idea?
I wish
Yeah,
to
well-
dig through the potted plant with the soil in it and see if there's already a seed in there.
Okay.
You stick your fingers in, you twiddle them around. It is empty.
Well, it's got dirt.
It's got dirt. Aside from the dirt, it is empty. There is
And
no
then I'd like
seed
to
or
cast
anything.
Identify as a ritual. 10 minutes.
Alright, start casting.
Well, while he's casting that, is there anything in that crack?
Are you going to do anything with it?
I'm asking that to whoever's over closer to it.
Okay.
Crack? I have a look.
This seems to be big enough for you to put your hand through.
This is cool.
Alright, I'm gonna put my hand in, I guess.
As you put the hand in, it seems to feel like a metal plate. As you push it, you hear a click. Suddenly, the wall where the A is, that whole thing, the illusion seems to... Yeah, I'm reading it. Okay. Right?
Yeah, keep on. I'm just highlighting so I can read myself.
Yeah, so above it, like from where The thing is, to where the A is on the ceiling, the walls, like an illusion vanishes from that. You see a maze built out of it. At where the A is, towards the bottom, there seems to be a small acorn.
Okay, I go over and to the acorn and just take it, I guess.
So say there is a so probably help describe it better. This the wall itself fades away, and there is a illusion there. When you reach over to try and grab it, your hand hits something invisible, unable to pass towards where the acorn itself is. And looking around, you do notice near where the crack was initially, there is a small opening in the side of the wall.
Oh. Okay,
Knew
I
what
see.
that was.
Yep, so it's like as if you push this pressure plate at the back, and as the illusion was revealed, probably about maybe like half a foot closer towards you, a small hole was illusioned next to it that is now available to be seen.
Where the crack was.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
That leads into this maze that leads to the acorn.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like there's a hole, there's a maze, and the end is an acorn. And you guys can see all this through some kind of invisible wall. You can't just reach through the area. There's something blocking you when you try to just reach for the acorn directly. If you go to reach in through the crack, your hand just goes straight in like normal. Sorry if it's hard to see if it's getting a bit confusing.
It's sorry.
You're doubling up there, by the way.
Yeah. It's a problem with two people in one room, both of us on push talk, doesn't really help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like this is a mage hand moment. Which I do not have.
Do you need my assistance?
Please.
Yeah, I'll sort of move myself around again.
Okay.
I will cast Mage Hand on the side of it.
So you cast Mage Hand, and the hand, I'm assuming, appears on the other side of this wall of force, and your hand is directly above the acorn.
Cool. I wanna. So, I'm assuming this is. So, do I know what kind of wall this is in any kind of scenario of arcane protection?
You can make an arcade check if you want.
I would like
Anyone
to
else can if they want to as well.
Because.
I'm busy.
Nope.
No. Yeah, I'm just gonna stick with that.
Whatever it is, it's probably strong abjuration.
Yeah. So yeah, like I noticed that Sarah could stick her hand through a certain spot, but the acorn itself couldn't go through.
The maze
Looks
leads
like-
to that hole.
So basically, the maze starts from between those two golems near the two gargoyles near Osiris, and goes all the way around the side to where the A is.
Oh, I see. So if I just lead that back around with the mage hand, but I need to see where it's going, don't I? Can I see like the whole gap
Yeah.
behind?
The whole wall is opaque. There's just this,
Okay.
or it's translucent. There's just this one thing in the way.
Yeah, I do that, and I'll use the mage hand to sort of pick it up from that side, trace it back around to the spot where it can come through.
Just make another Arcana check to see how deftly you maneuver it.
Oh god. Yeah, 16.
Right. It takes you a few minutes because it is a lot of up and downing and backing and zigzagging. Because you can see the whole maze and every dead end, it's not too hard to find your way back. It does take you a few minutes. But yeah, you managed to get the thing out. Osiris, you're a couple minutes away still from the Identify going off.
No, that's fine.
Would you look at that old man? They're trying to create life.
You saying this to Court?
Yes, you're the old man.
Make a perception check. You say this to Court. You're not really paying attention. You just kind of speak in his general direction. That's nothing.
Funny.
Yeah, I mean, Colt doesn't even have to
Yeah.
respond. It's just
There's no response. Yeah. All right. After these few minutes, you manage to get the acorn out of the wall. It's you pull it from using the mage hand. You definitely maneuver it, and you're able to get it back out through the same crack where where Sarah had her hand before.
Yeah, and I'll just sort of move it over to Sarah.
I might wait for Osiris just to be finished with his casting spell. It seems rude, just going ahead.
Okay.
Going ahead, let's go.
So you wait another couple minutes for Osiris to finish casting a spell, having gotten the acorn and everything. When you finish, Osiris, you're focusing this, I'm assuming, on the gargoyles themselves.
Yeah, on the one that I believe has not been triggered yet.
It's the middle one. Okay, cool. When you finish casting it, you notice that the center each, you can tell us from each of them because they seem to be pretty similar, but the center one has definitely got some form of enchantment, some form of divination, some form of abjuration. There's a bunch of different magical tied together for each one of these. It appears like it is detecting, looking for some kind of input, which, given you now know the acorn, could probably be you guys placing the acorn in there, and that's when the rest of the magical effects would go off.
Okay,
I
cool.
just stand next to him with the acorn in my hand awkwardly.
Oh, that's convenient. Where did you find that? And then sees the opaque thing behind you. Oh, okay.
Right.
Go for it. Chuck it in.
Hey, I just put it gently into the pot plant, just sort of cover it up with soil.
Yeah, you press the stone. You realize quite great that you're holding this. It's actually made of stone. It's a grey acorn. You press it down into the dirt, and it shifts and stirs. And stepping back, you give it a moment, and then these grey vines, also looking like they're made of stone, start to erupt from out of the plant pot. They spill over the sides of the gargoyle, going down to the ground and creeping along the edge of the room, along the edge of the room. After a minute or two, they actually reach the areas where the fire and the water are flowing through the ground, and the vines start going down into those places as well. AJ, you're back by now?
Yes.
Let's go for the next part.
So, does the thing happen, or do they both happen?
Both.
Both? Okay. As you turn to look at the door, you see that another another illusion drops, and on this door, it seems to be emblazoned with one of these. Sorry, the buttons have changed on Fantasy Ground, so I need to learn where they are again. Again, on the right, you will see what
Left.
On the left, you will see what people in real life know is a manticore engraved onto the door, but this one has two dull amber eyes.
So you have two pieces of amber in this one in each of its eyes. And then also...
But before you can do anything, you see as the motes of fire, water, and the vines all seem to coalesce into a ball each above the lamp, the bowl, and the pot of plant. And they all start to grow limbs and stuff, and you're left fighting. You're left there in its place is one of these, and let me just make it smaller.
I don't want to be here.
Yeah, you're in a very unfortunate location.
This is a bad place.
Oh dear.
There you go, chat, sorry.
See, if you want to roll for initiative...
Yeah.
Yay!
Oh, methods. Okay.
This thing again.
Fuck. Yeah, I'll
I'm
still
getting
just straight.
deja vu from Lyria.
Maybe
If I go
I
fast, I can get
shouldn't have said to check out the crack.
Yeah, if you go first, you can at least run. The rest of us aren't doing too well, just gonna be honest.
Okay.
I rolled a 6.
Anyone want a Jaeger next hour?
I can take her over if you want, AJ.
Coolies. Top of the turn order, let me just put this on and then some fight music and check Discord in case it's Darian.
It's always Darian.
Oh, it was Darian.
I'll put on some peaceful piano and soft rain.
Yeah, that's what that is. Okay. Top of the turn order is a dusty flying imp. And he will make a attack.
Oh heck.
Is there a way? He can get 2.
Yeah, so from that he can get Osiris and Sarah, but he wouldn't be able to hit Christine.
Yeah. So,
Yikes.
Lucky
Good
break.
positioning somehow.
oh, you know what? I didn't target. That helps if I target. Okay. Do it again! Osiris, you succeed. Sarah, you fail. And as such, you are blinded.
Basically, this thing coalesces out of the dirt and it seems to basically create from more dirt than there is even in the pot. And as it comes up, immediately you're all frozen for a moment, confused, and then it just like blows forward as like sand and dust and dirt all fly towards your faces, getting in your eyes. Osiris, you manage to duck your head back inside the shell to avoid getting blinded. But you are very blind, Sarah.
But that's his turn. Osiris, your turn.
Oh shit. Yeah, alright, hit me bad boys, I'm not gonna be there.
2 attacks of opportunity.
Let me quickly do that then. Oh, that's a 13 and a miss, and a... miss. Right? Both miss?
I assume not, but do any of them have any manufactured pieces of metal on them?
No.
One is made of fire, one is made of dirt, and the other is made of water, so no.
I mean, dirt could have metal in it.
Potentially, but not in this situation.
I cast Vicious Mockery.
On which one?
We'll go with the Fire Goblin.
Go for it. Hey, Jay, is that a success or failure?
1 second, it's just chewing food. It is a success.
Nothing happens.
Nothing happens. Fire Goblin's turn. This one is going to boom, 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 boom. Seems to be like jovially. I'm just gonna move you guys up so you're in the square. He's gonna just jovially just jump across the room to you 3 and go to fucking punch you. And hits.
Clearly not a fan of fur.
No. And you take 12 damage. 12 fire damage. And your gherkin, the one made out of hide, starts to ignite.
Uh-oh.
And this. And you'll take some damage each turn until you stop it. Sarah, your turn.
Right. I was facing in the direction of where those things were, so I clearly can't really see anything else.
Yeah, you are currently blind.
But can I try and shoot a shatter at the area where I could see all the things before?
Does Shadow say it requires sight?
Let me have a look.
I think it does, but can't remember.
So this.
It would be in the description, unfortunately, of the spell.
Let me have a look.
Point you can see.
Yep.
Yeah, a point you can see.
That's annoying. Okay, cool. So I'm kind of useless now. Let me have a little look at some of that stuff.
Also, Jimmy, if you've got nuggies, bring them in.
How dare you not share?
Do I probably have a water skin? I'm assuming we all have one at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Am I able to reach out of that, shape water, and splash the water into my eyes?
So you're trying to use the... Okay, you can use your action to use the water to clear your eyes?
Yes.
Oh.
I'd say, yeah. You can use the water and like slash it with your action. But you can, yeah, you remove the water, the dust and dirt and grime from your eyes.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that then.
Yeah, that's cool. Your action, you are no
That's
longer
my turn.
blinded. You have a bonus action and movement.
I feel like I'm pretty good here.
All right, then that's your turn. Great.
So,
Not goopy waters.
the Yippee water moves up ahead 1 square. And then attacks Sarah.
Oh, good.
Oof.
Uh-oh.
That's a crit.
And you take a total of 7 So you take a total of 10 damage. I had to do it because we forgot to change them as the stat works. So you take 10
I would
damage.
like to cutting words the damage, please.
Okay, roll your d6.
You just distract him like, hey, look out!
You take 7 damage, which is a lot better.
Like,
Yikes.
nearly half my health.
Woody? Okay, yeah, makes sense. And you are... Make me... Oh, no, it doesn't matter. You are grappled.
Correct.
Blinded to grappled.
Nursing.
Yeah, Jay, you should probably remove the
that's,
blinded on her.
I did.
So that
Yes,
that
go on.
goopy water just attacked someone, didn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
1, 2.
He quite literally just slapped Sarah across the room.
I didn't like that at all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll go over here. Movement. Action. I'm gonna shocking grasp.
Okay.
Sad.
Bad goopy water.
It hits. Deals 2 lightning damage.
It cannot take reactions. I move away.
Okay. I just want to see a ruling from Darian to see if we're going to be assholes or not.
Oh, no, I'm not for shocking grass.
Oh, wow.
Maybe.
Oh no!
Jacobo, you take 1 fire damage. You can use it
not
action.
Bonus action. I move away.
I assume so. And Jacobo, you take 1 fire damage. You can spend an action getting rid of that, or you can do whatever you want. Oh, also of note, if you have not been doing it, remember when you attack, you have to use your offhand because you don't have the fighting style for adding your strength modifier to the second attack. We've been overlooking it because we forgot, but when you use your combat gauntlets, if you punch the first time, you can add your strength to the damage, but
Not the offhand.
Your proficiency, you can add the damage is the one that
That's
gets
just
changed.
adding more levels of confusion then.
Yeah, basically, when you're offhand fighting, if you're not proficient in 2-weapon fighting, your second attack does not get the damage bonus.
But basically, just go to whatever the gauntlet and just make sure the number is 0 when you punch, and then change back. So you can control click to. I think you just have to go through.
Create a new one.
Yeah, create a new one.
You don't need to create the new one. Just click
No,
the
I can
hand
just
and
go, that's
cycle.
fine.
Oh,
I
yeah.
see what you mean.
Right. Fantasy
I'm
minutes,
gonna
dude.
risk it for this round, so
Yeah, that was my fault. That's all.
bonus action to do that.
Yep.
Oh, zeros
Divine
off.
Smite, yeah?
This thing tried to light me on fire,
Mhm.
so I look at it, kind of annoyed. I roll back, and I go to punch it.
Okay.
Yeah.
This.
You miss as you punch it. Comically, like grabs its legs with its hands as it rises in the air and jumps over the fist, and then gets back down and starts snickering at you.
It's one of these things. Yeah, that's my bonus action that used up. So
Right. Christine.
Cool. Well, I was going to do something, but then reminded how electricity works.
Oh, you
I'm
did
not
that.
going to do that.
Can you quickly roll
What?
initiative for an Exara? Because you didn't do that.
Whoops. We'll do
Should
her
just go next.
after this turn, so you do yours first, Christine.
Cool. Damn it. I think the best thing I have is probably this for the moment. So yeah, I'm going to target the water creature, and I just sort of conjure a sort of frozen blade as I attempt to just basically throw an ice knife at it, and
Okay.
hopefully freeze it. Question:
Hi.
Dusty Flying Imp, is that within 5 feet for the save?
No. It will be.
Cool. Just checking.
I'm just putting an actual square
I am gonna move because I
Actually, it
see
would.
pillars in front of me.
to hit the thing before the other one.
There's a pillar in front of me, so I move a little bit to the side.
You miss. You
I'm
fire
using
the
my
knife behind it.
inspiration. I'm using my inspiration on that one.
Okay.
That is why. Cool.
Oh,
You
jeez.
flinks past it.
Still gets a save.
Still gonna save. Yep.
Well, unless you want to call 10. No.
No, you can still do the save.
Okay.
The water succeeds critically, and so does the imp.
Are you kidding me?
Not critically, but it succeeds.
No, it means it does nothing anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's a
Oh,
secondary
nice.
effect of the spell.
This
Cool.
chain will beat up the magman.
Yeah, I don't have his
Yeah,
stats, so you just hit him.
He is going for a falcon punch with his
Oh,
sword.
cool.
Oh yeah, Anaxara's turn too.
Yeah, we'll do. I'll quickly do this, and then you can Anaxara.
2 for 1.
Actually, Anaxara
Yeah.
first in case.
Here's Anaxara's turn. Ready for this hot take?
Eldritch Blast
Bluff.
in range.
Cast Mage Armor on herself.
Fair. That's
Probably
actually
fair,
good.
actually. Something I don't ever do.
It's not a bad idea.
Oh, there it is. Okay. His sword description is so small, I didn't expect it to be that. He hits, and Kadambilage is dead. He explodes the magnet.
Jeez.
And then the other thing happens.
Yeah, the other thing
Thanks.
happens. So
More fire.
Boop, boop, boop. So, Court succeeds.
'Cause he's Court.
Anaxara also succeeds, and Dracova fails.
Not a
Doesn't
surprise at
Jacoba
this
have
point.
advantage because he has sight on
He
it.
does not have that barbarian feature. He opted out. Wait, what? Oh, it does half damage. Okay, Court dies.
What?
What?
You all see, as Court brings down the sword and hits this thing, he carves it in two, and then its body just seems to like glow and then erupt in flames. And when it does, Court's just not there anymore.
I will
Wait!
I will say for Jakova, while you've been standing next to him, you don't really think. You see he's like oddly glowing, slightly tinged blue this entire time, and then he's just gone.
Oh, I see.
Court
Okay.
hasn't actually been in here with any of you the whole time. It's been one of his echoes.
Explains why the old man didn't respond.
Yeah, pretty much.
And yeah,
Oh, so-
you take some damage, and so does Anaxara. Dusty Flight Imp's turn. Dusty Flight Imp did not recharge.
There's
But
4
it
people there,
will-
if only he did.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay, it's going to cast this though. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boop-a-doo. Okay, so it's casting sleep. Sarah, you're asleep.
Great.
Yikes.
Really?
Yeah, you have
Um.
7 damage. So, Christine, let me have a look at
One
this.
get a turn.
I have 17, so if it's whatever Sarah
Yep,
plus
you're
17,
asleep.
then okay, cool.
Was she the next lowest? What's the Nerisian and Osiris?
It was Nerisian and Osiris. Nerisian is on 19, and Osiris is on.
No.
Also
Yeah.
19.
So yeah,
It's me.
the 2 girls fall asleep, and that's it.
Peace. I have no reaction there.
Yep.
Sorry, it's what it will do.
I mean, yeah, I'm not saying that's a bad thing.
But yeah, that's that. Osiris, your turn. Your
Cool,
2
Sarah.
companions just fall asleep.
Fuck my
Okay.
life.
That's how I felt yesterday with the silence bubble.
Riddle my biscuit.
Yes.
I'm going to ask a stupid question,
Mm-hmm.
but if I were to inspire one of them, would that also count as actively waking them?
Oh,
I would say no, as you have to use your action to wake them up.
I've never heard of that argument.
It's an interesting idea, but I feel like it's not making enough sound.
Yeah, it's a
I get
bonus action to do. I'd allow it if it was more of a physical thing.
Yeah.
No, that's alright. I
That's
will
good. My game.
physically shake away Sarah,
Okay, Sarah's no longer
Try.
unconscious.
and then I will inspire her, saying, "You're doing good. Trial's going well."
You're doing good
And then I
shit.
move 10 feet back.
You're doing good
That-
shit. Get in there.
Alright,
That hurts through the internet.
Sorry.
Add the effect to her, yeah.
Was that my little screech? Sorry.
But it's Sarah's turn now.
No, it wasn't the screech. It was the pep talk. That's what hurt.
Alright. Just think what I'm gonna cast these fuckers.
So you're no longer blind, but you are still grappled.
Oh, yeah.
That's fine.
Is she not on fire?
But you do have bardic inspiration.
I do.
Should
Someone
add
Just
Damage.
wondering how
damage.
destructive Shadow's gonna be inside.
Oh god, I didn't get to shatter damage.
I feel like maybe I shouldn't cast it in here. Although they did say that the doorway was like impenetrable, so it's probably built to be like unbreakable.
Nah.
So I don't know.
If it breaks, it's their fault.
You do you.
Yeah. Look, if it breaks, you're just gonna have to go after Raja.
Nah, I'm gonna play it safe and just go a good old chromatic orb.
Okay.
On,
Play it safe.
UP water.
On creepy water.
Gonna. So before he used striking grasp, and that didn't affect me, but that was only because it's like a little attack or what.
It was a cantrip.
So I feel like if I chromatic orb thunder this thing, I'm probably gonna kill myself.
Thunder, you wouldn't.
Thunder is sound.
Okay.
Lightning,
Lightning
maybe.
would probably hurt you.
Yeah. What about cold? That'd probably. Yeah.
Freeze it on you.
Cold
Yeah.
might do something. It is made of water.
Daddy, I want you to know when I was writing that thing I just said to you, I wrote against this twice. Like right
No.
one after the other, because I can't fucking read. Alright,
I'm gonna shatter.
okay, you shut up.
Alright, let me just see how I do this cast. Because that goes to 2 people. I'm sorry, I'm still really noob at this.
Oh good. Kabam.
Now you could take your time. Like, it's a bit weird to try to.
Oh, sweet.
That is a shadow. That's the range, so you can see where to place it.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
That's bitchin'.
Yeah, because I have some of those as well for Ice Knife. I completely forgot about them.
Oh good.
And Sleep. Sleep has one too.
I just spent money and I wanted to show them off.
I just forgot. Like,
No, I
I'm
don't
so used
mind.
to, I'm so used to targeting.
I don't mind. It was just a joke.
Piece of shit.
Did you select them and did you control click them and then?
Oh no, you need to select each of them, and then what you do is you press the save button, because that forces them to roll a save.
There you go. The imp fails. The water succeeds. Roll
It
damage.
takes half damage anyway. It will automatically do
You
the
can add
damage.
your inspiration to the magic damage, by the way.
Yeah, just like right click again.
Just hit the damage button.
Yeah.
The little button underneath.
And then if you want, you can also add in the
D6.
I want to add the inspiration.
You want to roll a d6?
I don't think she. Oh, she was.
I think she added a D8 just then. Did you right click it?
No. Shadow is 3d8.
Yeah, Shadow's 3d8, second level.
Okay.
It's a good spell.
They're both up. Still. The water
Uh-huh.
seems to vibrate, like through it, and you can feel like it's a little uncomfortable being attached to it. But
Hmm.
it's like being in a jet, in like next to a jet in a bath, in a spa or a bathtub.
That's
Angry at
fun.
this point.
Most of the Dusty Boy explodes outwards, but he seems to be reforming himself.
Yes. The next Sarah's turn.
And Xara's gonna go over there and then do the one thing that they always do.
The Warlock special.
The Warlock special, otherwise known as she's going to move forward and cast Burning Hand.
Oh, that's an interesting Warlock special.
It's not my Warlock special.
It's a Warlock special. That can happen.
My Warlock special is Shadow.
The imp just explodes because it was vulnerable. But the water succeeds and is then also resisted again, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but it hit them both. That's the important part.
Dust is
And then she backs up around the corner. She like runs forward, feels like sparks on her hands, and when she raises them up, it fires like a cone of flame at them. The Dusty Boy just like lights like sawdust and then is gone. The other one's just it's made of water, didn't do much.
Okay. Creepy
That's her
water
turn.
uses its action to move in Sarah Square and begin to start drowning you.
Oh, great.
You have Constitution modifier minutes before you start taking damage, I'm pretty sure.
Water.
-1.
And now it's gonna slap the shit out of the unconscious Christine.
Hog.
That's shit.
That's a crit as well. It's within 5 feet.
That's a hit.
That's a crit.
So you take 9 plus 3 is 12. You take 12 damage.
Oh, how much that on? Maybe add that on.
And that's it.
Do I wake up?
Yeah, alright.
Thanks.
Nursing, your turn.
Please take off the unconscious.
Calm the fucking phone.
I don't want to die.
I'm not gonna forget. I'm looking at the entire thing. Just give me half a second.
No. I'm in a mood today, sorry.
Nursing, your turn. Dim.
Dimitri?
Oh, hi. Yes, I see Christine on my knees. On her, I stand. Hold up my hand. Give her a bitch slap across the face.
I'm already up.
She just got
Oh, she's
slapped
like-
by a giant boy of water.
Oh,
Please
okay.
don't
Do it anyway.
No.
Bring that shit.
Is the girl drowning in the goddamn pile of water? You know.
Let me have a look at a modifier.
It's probably all 0.
It's 0. How does that work, Darren? If she's got a
I believe she
constitution
has
of 0?
like 1 turn.
0
and she-
minutes? 1
She'd
minute
have
minimum?
3 minutes.
1 minute minimum.
1 minute minimum? Okay. Alright. She's in the water. She's not drowning yet.
She's got 10 rounds till she drowns. We can just leave it there.
Fuck this try.
Well, you got 10 rounds. That's at least 10 Eldritch Blasts.
It is at least 10 Eldritch Blasts.
Ah, okay.
9 now.
Well,
Oh, shit.
now, has Sarah been hurt the combat?
Yes.
Yeah, she has.
Yes.
I think she got critted.
Yes.
I really don't want to do this. I mean, I really don't want to do this. Because I'm not strong enough to pull her out of that goddamn thing.
Just letting you know I have 7 health.
Yeah.
Do what you want to, Dimitri.
That's more than me.
It's just a
Shocking
healer.
grasp with advantage.
Okay.
You were targeting the wrong person.
Please don't target Sarah.
Okay, Sarah? Okay.
That'd be funny. Don't do it.
Just
Use
target
the combat
use
tracker.
combat
There
tracker,
you
yeah.
Because they're on top of each other, it's hard.
Kink. Did they get... Let me have a read of something. I just want to see if it's gross.
What? Pack tactics.
No.
You have advantage on an attack roll against the creature if you have at least one of your allies within 5 feet of them. And that
You
ally
can
is-
add sneak attack to shocking grasp.
What?
Wow, what?
But you
That's
can choose not to if you want to.
Oh no, it must be... The attack must be used with a finesse weapon. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's wrong with you, AJ?
Because lightning is
grasp with
finesse.
No, it's because it starts off with like you can do this per turn. I'm like, I didn't say anything about needing to be a weapon attack until the second half of that paragraph.
What if you have
Yeah.
finesse gloves of shocking grasp?
That would be amazing and scary as shit.
I love it.
As a
What do you
as
think
a
I'm
rogue,
trying to
yeah.
make?
Right, hit.
A stun gun.
Roll
Ah, yeah.
damage. You deal 3 damage to the goopy water and half to Christine. Half?
It takes 1.
Huh?
Sarah, you take 1. Sorry. All right. We've got.
Are you awake now, at least, Sarah?
She's been awake the entire
I woke her
time.
up before.
How'd you wake her up? And how'd she get up?
Cyrus walked up and woke her up.
I got
You woke
slapped.
up Sarah,
Yes.
Correct.
And
and
then,
then she get up.
Christine got bitch slapped.
I got
Ah.
critted.
Jacoby, your turn. You take 2 fire
Oh
damage.
yeah, by the way, I'm
Okay.
move away.
So, I can tell that thing's made of water, right?
Yeah.
Is this bonus action disengaging or normal or just walking away?
Because I hit, he doesn't have reactions.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Shocking grasp.
Okay, 5. Since I can determine it's water,
Yep.
and I technically took damage this round, so my rage will stay.
Yep.
Yes, you did.
I'm going to get the fire out at the same time, reach in and try to pull her out of this water beast.
Fair, I will allow this, Darren.
Yeah, totally athletics check. Go for it.
Yeah.
Athletics.
That's
Suplex.
that's one sandwich with 2 problems.
Yeah, that totally succeeds.
Yeah, you pull her out, your fire is gone.
Okay.
You basically reach your torso inside this like weird twisting amalgamation of water, putting out the fire that is currently crawling up your shirt, and just grab her and yank her out of it. And then when you pull yourself out, you're fine. You're wet, but other than that, you're no longer on fire. It's great.
Will you allow me as a bonus action to put up my extra 1 AC?
Yeah.
Fuck it, yeah, go for it.
Yay.
Yeah, you're rewarded for thinking outside the box.
I'm not sure how Darren was it, but technically grapples are a form of attack as well, so you can punch back.
Well, he did the AC instead.
I know he did the
I'm
AC,
fine with the AC.
but I'm just letting you know that's also a ruling.
Yeah.
Because grapples technically are attacks. Christine, you don't feel so good. You got slapped by a tentacle creature. Your friend was almost drowned inside of one. It was like a weird type of war that's going on.
Court abandoned us again.
Claude died.
Yeah, no, he abandoned us.
No, he died.
I don't think that's
As far
Court.
as Christine exists, as far as Christine knows, Court was there and is no longer there.
I say nothing on this.
You were too busy being asleep and/or attacked by everything else.
Think what you want to think, Kim.
Yeah.
I think what I want to think I am. Cool. That thing's now out of it, right?
That thing?
Okay.
Your friend?
Cool.
Yes, technically.
Yeah, my
she's
friend, the
done.
thing. Just double checking what I can do real quick. I can't really ask how Goop's looking, so I'm just gonna.
It's water, so it looks like water. It's wet.
Yeah, but on a scale of, like 100% water, or about
It's
50%.
slowly reforming. It's taking a much longer time to get itself up. Like right now, its head's melted off and it's slowly bubbling the head back.
I mean, it did just have someone ripped out of it.
Yeah.
I mean, the shocking grass has been working so far. Like, as I sort of make my way out, I just sort of grab my arms into its body, go through, and just lay out the energy. Bloop. Okay, no, I don't. Fuck me, I
No.
guess. Okay,
Would you
yeah.
have advantage because you have someone opposite it?
You are flanking.
No, yeah, I am actually. Forget about that. Cool.
You hit.
Somehow. What is with my rolls today? Okay.
You
Least damage
deal
is
enough
good.
damage to kill it.
Yay!
Guys, you like I'm kidding.
You reach
No.
out, you
You
grab
like a
it, you
puzzle?
shock it. You like a puzzle, Kim? You reach out and you grab it. You just stick your hands inside of it and then release the electricity. It jolts up through, and you can watch the lightning arcing between the different sections that are trying to reform. And then it just collapses into a puddle that flows down into the floor and continues bubbling along into the drain.
You'll get a solid 50 XP from this fight.
Thanks.
Hell yeah, that's 50 closer we are to level 4.
I wish to look at the injured Sarah and say, told you I wouldn't let you drown.
This is
Then I'm going to walk back to my spot.
becoming a habit between us.
Some people might
That's
think
funny.
that's her kink, but
Just like sitting on the ground, like coughing a bit, and kind of just like.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's a callback, and I approach Sarah and I cast Healing Word.
Sari also a little concerned. There is no Court making sure you're okay, like he always does after something stupid like that happens.
Where's Court?
Oh, Blue Man disappeared.
Blue man? Blue man? What?
No, it wasn't the old man, it was a blue man.
You know how he can copy himself sometimes?
Yeah.
So he abandoned us again.
Also, I'm very sorry for essentially waterboarding you there. I promise not to do that in the future.
Waterboarding?
I wasn't waterboarding. What the fuck?
Dude, I want to go skateboard.
Yeah, well, unless you shock someone while their heads submerged in water.
No.
That is
That's
not
not
waterboarding at all.
Waterboarding
No,
is
that's accused of my
waterboarding
friend.
is just putting the water on them forever.
Waterboarding
making them
is the
drown.
attempted, getting them to feel drowning, essentially.
Let's move on.
Let's move on. We know to talk about torture and how good we know that.
Very familiar with
So,
it.
Oh.
That was a fun time, as you can all experience. What do you all want to do now?
The manticle is still on the door with two dull ambers.
I'm guessing we're now going to have to do something along the lines of what we did in the first room.
You sure you want to do this trial?
Well, it's not like we can really leave now, is it?
Fair.
Sorry.
I approach the door and cast Identify on it as a ritual to see if it sort of seems like similar magic to the not previous room, the room before.
So everyone wait the 10 minutes for this to happen.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna shape the water up.
Uh,
I actually want to walk up to the door.
Whichever works.
Alright, what are you walking up to it?
Actually, before I walk over, is there any any remnants of the fire imp left, or is it just completely incinerated itself?
It's just like a few chunks of stone and ash. That's about it.
Yeah.
Well, I'll take that over and a handful of the ash and try to hold that up to one of the eyes.
You just
Nothing happens.
Smushing it on there. You just sort of
Yep, just rubbing it on there, see what happens.
sort of smush it on there. I guess it's sort of sooty now.
Interesting idea, but unfortunately nothing happens.
Look, I'm not a magic person.
I know. It's just funny. If you're waiting for the 10 minutes, Osiris, because
Abjuration, divination, enchantment, evocation. Few different things all going on, mainly focused around the divination one was focused around the eyes, abjuration on the whole door. It's a whole thing. There's a lot of different stuff going on.
it is
According
magic.
to the
Yeah,
other
with the
my spell, I
Identify.
was able to learn the nature of a spell that is affecting it.
There is
Yeah.
no spell affecting
said
it, or
The
it's
closest I could say is there is a form of detect magic on the eye, on each eye.
yeah,
Oh.
but it's ancient. It's like you're like, this sort of feels like detect magic, but I've got no idea how.
It's like it's because you're thinking detect one spell at a time. Basically, this is like spell layered on spell layered on spell layered on spell. It's taken a lot more than one spell to do what it does.
I turn to the rest of the group and go, "This is old magic."
And this is an amber eye covered in soot.
I'm just gonna try something.
I don't like you. I don't like talking to you. Just walks away.
I go up and I just like I can reach the eyes. I just put my hand to them and I try to use the power inside of me.
Nothing happens.
Yeah.
Nothing happens.
I want to just test something real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Putting my hand, I want to try to sort of reach my hand towards it. Can I feel anything sort of trying to pull itself out of me as if to be used?
Just your
Like any-
hand? No.
Like any form of magic.
It's got that magical feel that, just personally, this is what I think. If it's something's magical in the sense like this, if you're touching it, it's got that putting your hand on the Nielsen balls like thing, that like
It's a little tingly.
little tingly sort of deal.
I'm gonna sort of swap between like a few cantrips, just like coalescing the energy within it, like starting with like a firebolt, then a light, then like a bit of shocking energy, and then a toll the dead. Does any of that energy get slightly pulled, even if it's not completely?
They all
So
get
as you go to cast them, the effects don't happen. Like let's say you
Yeah.
cast the firebolt, it's right before the firebolt coalesces into being. It gets absorbed into the eye. It lights up slightly, then fades immediately.
So it takes all of it.
Yeah.
It's like it stops the spell from actually happening, but absorbs the energy from it.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to use the big guns again. And I cast a chromatic orb.
Okay. As you do, one the ball forms in your hand and then disappears almost instantly. The magic gets transported into one of the eyes and it closes.
And I may as well use another one, I
Not
guess.
doing that again.
Call you Jets. I cast Healing Word.
Nothing happens.
Actually, AJ,
Oh, that sucks. Okay.
didn't we had a different thing for that?
Uh-oh.
Wait, where's a different thing?
Where do we
I'll
write
throw
this
into a
down?
chat.
I don't think we did write this down. You can say
Oh,
what it is
God.
then, because I didn't remember. It's been a few weeks since we made this place. Oh yeah, I forgot. All right.
That's not good.
Maybe Constitution
So basically,
saving
you
throw.
go to cast the healing word at it. You raise it, you get it ready, you cast. As like everyone else, you feel it start to form, and then the spell breaks down and gets absorbed into it. But from your, because you can feel the spell as you're casting it. It goes to the eye, but then rather than being absorbed, it appears to kind of twist, and it gets bounced, like thrown back at you in a way, and you take.
Roll me a Constitution saving throw. I think that's how we'll handle it.
Yeah.
Okay. You take 2 damage.
2 force damage as you cast it, and as you see it, you brace yourself, and just the pure, like, unformed arcane energy slams into you. You're able to brace from most of the impact.
Hold on here.
Oh, that fucking hurt.
But
It works for me. I'm just gonna cast my
hold on. So it doesn't allow outside influence.
Perhaps not with the entrances to the next room, but for the actual trial within the room is different. You're more than welcome to cast a spell. It hurt like a bitch, but
like, there's so much here that doesn't add up entirely. Like, I was able to have the light sort of be stuck in there. If someone else would have done it, would have just been thrown back at them.
So while you're wondering this, Sarah goes to cast a spell at it.
It's like,
You did another chromatic orb or something?
Yeah.
Honestly, it doesn't really matter, but you did a first level spell. You fire, the other eye lights up, and the door starts to open.
Okay. Are you ticking off your spell slots as well from everything before?
Yes, I'm taking everything off. I've got those first levels.
And 1 second levels down.
Oh, right. Yeah, I didn't do that.
The shadow.
what kind of amount of resources is this, right?
Okay. As you do, the manticore disappears, blue light opens, and you gaze into the next room.
definitely something special about you, kid.
What can I see from here?
You see a bookshelf. You can't really see any of the titles. You see another pedestal in the middle, and what looks like 2 doorways. You can't really see what's on them yet.
Maybe we should rest.
And what kind, though? Is it really safe to rest for long in here?
Maybe not.
Okay. As you enter, you walk in. Another stone room lies before you. 2 doors ahead, one with an image of a large beast with elongated arms and a hunched back, and its head turned into the side, revealing 3 amber eyes. The other, a skull, small or pockmark on the wall, but only one in the center has a dull amber eye. An old shelf on the eastern wall is close to collapsing, piled with ragged-looking papers and scrolls. The pedestal in this room lights up, and approaching it reads, "Mastering the path will require difficult choices." And for people, I'm just going to quickly reveal it, and then I'll show chat. On the left you see this, and this revealed.
So, one of them's got 3 eyes, and the other one's got, like, what? Just
One.
Just one. So the one to the south, directly opposite you guys from when you walked in, is the 3 eyes, and the other one to the side is just the one. The side is the one. Oh, sorry, other way around. The one with the 3 is to the side, the opposite one is the 1.
Coming south, you see the 1. To the east is, to the west is the 3.
Yeah, got them backwards.
And I'll show chat what they see. Sorry. They see, if anyone knows D&D terminology, there's a grey render and a death kiss. But the players don't know what that is.
I don't know what it even is myself.
Do they
They're
taste
just creatures. One of them has 3 eyes. One of them has 6 eyes, but you can only see 3 of them, and the other one has 1 eye.
Well, I don't know about you lot, but I'm gonna sit by this pillar.
I don't think we should stay for long, but it did hurt me really bad. I may need at least a bit.
Okay.
Try to use my healing power on her, and nothing happens.
She just kind of touches you weird.
And then
At first it's confusion for me, like, no more resources. And then she just goes ahead anyway, and I'm just sort of, left confused.
it's not working.
Did we write something here? For this one, or was it the other room?
The other room.
The other room? Okay.
I don't know
Oh, there
what's-
was something in this one, but it's different.
I just sort of like drift off and then just go over to the bookshelf and have a look at what's in it.
I shouldn't need more than a couple, like half an hour.
Oh, roll
Go next to her
investigation.
and I'll assist while browsing these books.
Alright, roll investigation with advantage. What type of rest are we having here?
Short.
Short? Okay. So expense slots if you're going to. Most of this is faded old books. As you go to pick them up, you're trying to gingerly not do so because you don't want to break them. You get a few words, but they seem to be in some sort of like ancient language that you can't really read. The few you can, talking about different meditation techniques on the titles is like the 5 basic meditation techniques of the Devaja, stuff like that.
Whatever.
If you're using a short rest, roll your hit die.
I did it wrong. I accidentally did 2 dice instead of 2 separate dice.
That was
But,
made of wood, isn't it?
The pillars are made of stone. It was just
Oh.
a square item.
Noted.
I ritual cast comprehend languages to pick up those small bits of text that were unfamiliar.
BRB.
Okay. As you do, I just want to quick ask: are you going to do some of the rest?
Yeah, I was going to ask about that. Do I have to be participating in the short rest in order to proc it, or I don't know what the go is?
You don't have to roll the number. You just have to be having a short rest. You yourself don't have to roll hit die, but you just have to be participating in a short rest, which is pretty much being where other people are and spending a bit of time playing music.
If I'm able to do that whilst looking at these books, I don't know. I kind of want to look at these books.
Okay, if you want to choose to not use some of the rest, that's fine. I was just throwing the idea out there.
Yeah, cool.
As you have a look, Starion here.
Darian.
Sorry, answering questions. What's up?
Would comprehend languages reveal anything interesting? With
In the the tomes here.
Yeah, with the ancient language that they can't really read.
Nothing he would understand with his without his knowledge of no knowledge of Devaja.
Okay, yeah, it's a bunch of technical terms regarding the Devaja, but you can't really comprehend what any of it means.
There's no context to the words.
Yeah,
Exactly.
How long are you guys short resting for? You can have up to an hour. Or you have to spend at least 30 minutes.
Yeah, I'm spending them at least the minimum, but if needed, like I'll be as long as the next person.
Unless I'm needed for something, it'll be as much rest as I can get.
Right, you spend 3 minutes resting. So 30 minutes resting. And we'll head back to this. You guys, if anyone's got some scenes they want to do, go ahead. Otherwise, we'll continue.
I would like to inquire with Sarah.
Actually, do you want to quickly take a break? It's 2 hours.
Yeah,
break.
Yeah, we'll do a
Quick break.
quick bio break, but then we'll jump back in. So just remember what you're going to say. Jeremy, sorry.
I will do my best.
Type it
Maybe
out.
write it down.
Yeah, write it down.
Type it. Yeah, write it down in text.
But yeah, we'll have a quick
Actually-
bio break. Go toilet, get some water for everyone involved. All that
Worth
stuff.
That's all 3 of my dice.
It was just figured, hey, 2 hours. It's a good time to stop. I'm not leaving anywhere, so feel free to do whatever, because I've already got stuff.
I just went through a quick bio break, so I'm all good.
I don't know if Kim enjoyed our elemental attack puzzle. I think we enjoyed the puzzle.
The puzzle hurt me.
Puzzles tend to hurt if you think
I
too hard
don't
on them.
no. I don't remember seeing a Rubik's Cube and going, that hurts me.
Wrong type of music cube you're using.
What Rubik's Cube are you using?
Aren't the little spikes at the end?
Oh.
That's called a morning star.
That's why it doesn't get solved.
I'm
It never-
glad that the water element got killed because it was coming back to my turn. I was going to walk inside the water elemental, pushing her out, and then cast heat metal on an item that I have on me.
Interesting.
Oh, interesting.
I want to try new things.
It's good.
Not gonna try sleep.
Nah, fuck sleep. No, fuck fairy fire. Just saying.
Fairy Fire
What's
is
wrong with
fantastic.
Fire?
No.
What's wrong with you?
Nah. I used it once and it didn't work.
Yeah, because it's called deck save.
Just solely on me.
That is proper information, Mira. If you hear spoopy noises tonight, just make even Scorpion noises to assert dominance. That's how that works. Ghosts don't fight back.
Ghosts don't fight back.
Ever. I've never seen a ghost fight back.
No, just,
I
just
mean,
write
I
up a
haven't really-
written form about them having to pay rent.
I haven't seen a ghost. I usually hire Luigi.
The Luigi board.
No, Luigi.
Oh.
He's pretty good at getting rid of ghosts. I hear he's also good at cleaning up your dirty sinks.
It's pretty good at all those things.
Better than Mario.
Oof.
First name Mario, last name Mario. Mario. He died yesterday. Or something.
Yeah, I know, I saw. Well, that's actually 2 days ago, but
Was it 2 days ago? I thought it was
Yeah,
April
it's the
Fool's
second.
Day. Yeah, April Fool's is the 1st.
no, he's meant to die on the 31st.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that was the April Fool's Day thing, was that he died.
No, it was because of the 3D All-Stars ending on March 31st.
Oh, okay.
That's why he died.
I thought it was... I didn't have
No.
context. It makes more context, but also less sense, so I don't really care.
No, I think it makes more sense, honestly.
No, I don't care enough.
Well, it was because they had a limited run of the Mario 3D All-Stars.
Yeah, well, I
so
already
they-
bought it, so therefore I win.
No, I think Nintendo wins.
Well, they haven't made a Donkey Kong 64, so they haven't surely won. They haven't remade that game. And given
You're
up on
buying
it.
their products.
I would rather them give up on everything they're making on and give me Donkey Kong 64 remade for the Nintendo
From the ground
Switch.
up.
Not remade, just remade. Probably. You know what? That's fair.
Give it the Final Fantasy VII approach. I've never played Deep Space 64. There's only very few N64 games I've played. I never owned one. All I would do is go to a friend's house and play GoldenEye.
I think the only old console that I've owned is a SNES.
That's still pretty good.
Yeah. That was my first console.
Problem is, I'm very young, so PS1 was where I started.
64 was my jam. My first consoles were my uncle's thing, so he had a PlayStation 1 and a 64. So whenever I was babysit, I was either playing Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time or Crash Bandicoot 1.
I remember when that came out.
I remember playing Crash Bandicoot 1.
And when I was like
My
12, he was like, "Which one do you want for your birthday?" I'm like, 64. So I got the 64.
Yeah, like my mum, like, because Crash Bandicoot, all three of them were already out by the time I was born. My mum would play Crash Bandicoot like back in the day a lot. It was like just one thing she just liked doing in her spare time. I didn't really play much games in general, but just always had a PS1 and had those games. And I remember sort of sitting with her, just sort of watching, and eventually just sort of taking it and playing it myself. And that's basically where I started playing games.
My first video game was Wolfenstein 3D, which is a
What
very
the
weird game to start with.
I used to watch my sister play Yoshi's Island on the Super Nintendo because she got it for her 8th birthday, and I was like 5 at the time.
Dude.
I used to, I was too young to be able to play it properly.
Yeah.
And then when I think I was about 10 or 11 when I got the Nintendo 64 for Christmas.
Cool.
And that was new at the time. And that was pretty
I
cool.
think I ended up actually really young having like my own PS2 and actually playing pretty well. I remember still being in around halfway of primary school, and I actually was pretty good at what I was doing with the games.
I'm back.
I think one of the games I played the most of was Ratchet and Clank. That is my favorite.
I
Good memories.
own an Xbox, like the original Xbox, just for Morrowind. And I think I got that when I was in grade 10 at the time. And that was the first console I owned that I actually had, that I was adult enough to be able to pay for all the games and stuff like that.
Well, the thing I paid for was the PS4 because that's when I actually had money. But I did pay for some PS3 games, just not the console.
Is everyone here?
Oh yeah.
Yo!
I'm just glad no one questioned further about court, because I could not tell them.
No, I mean, like... Yeah.
Just assumed at that point it was an echo, and
looks
that
everyone's here.
he got left outside.
Oh, I've already said my disdain to it, but...
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty much.
I tell
Yeah,
you, it was a
exactly.
blue man. Couldn't tell you it was
See
an old
court as an extra planar entity that just does whatever he wants.
Yeah, that's what pisses me off.
Well,
To him disappearing suddenly.
let's jump back in then if everyone's here.
Asshole.
man. I'll mute my legs, but roll.
So, let's have a conversation.
You may have forgotten.
No, I just had to go back to push the talk.
That's fair.
Okay.
I'll push your talk.
Anyway.
Sarah, I was curious about these Devaja trials. You any more information to shed light on what we might encounter further in?
Would you like to know?
Anything that might be relevant?
I get out my journal and like information on Devaja stuff and just sort of like show him and go over it.
Sure, like very light information as well.
Basically, there's not much about the history in her book, because that's pretty well guarded, until recently.
It'd be a very, very large book she's carrying around if it would have a lot of information,
Just as
fortunately.
much as I can have.
Yeah.
But, it basically goes over the principles of controlling one's inner magic, how to do so, meditation techniques, how to do it, types of worship, special holidays, etc.
Oh, dude, holidays?
It's sort of like half religion, half monastery, and like everything it's like writing about.
See, one key thing you were like go reading through the little bits you do, it very much speaks about using magic for others, not for yourself. It's like you use your magic to benefit those around you and the world in general.
Religion, you say?
Okay.
Well,
cool.
Sarah, in like the latest note Sarah would have is regarding it, there might be a link between this and the ex-goddess of magic. Is the most like religion thing there. But yeah.
This paragraph's curious.
The god.
Yeah.
It's a lot of the information has been lost, but it seems that it may have once been about this.
Are you interested in this information?
I'm interested in anything to do with this path. It's just trying to piece everything together.
Okay. Okay. I filed that away for later.
Okay. As this conversation ends, everyone else seems to get ready to go. You all start getting up, stretching, making sure you're healthy enough as you can be. And now you're left with a choice.
So we've got one door that has one eye. So that's one spell. Or we have the other door with three eyes.
There's got to be something here. Like, if they're asking us to do 3 for 1, you'd most likely pick the one, and something's gonna happen. Something worse will happen.
I think I have enough for this.
No, you don't.
I do.
You have enough for that, but then what after?
That doesn't matter.
It does if we don't leave.
Shoot this door with the one eye, there could be something very dangerous on the other side. Whereas this one,
I'm saying we test our options.
the Devaja trials are about giving yourself. What would be the point of going through the door that gives the least?
Can
This
anyone
temple is
else?
about
Can anyone
your-
else then, like, try something?
This temple is about your whatever your background is, right?
Oh, Devaja trials, yes.
Would it not be best to refer to... I mean, if they're old at least, would it not have made sense for them to have some sort of backup plan should they be out of however magic works with you people?
You're an idiot.
Thank you very much.
Surely, like, I mean, it didn't work for us first, but like maybe someone else. Like, I mean, if I was able to make an impact before, maybe I can make an impact now. We just can't waste everything.
I did try that on the other door to get in here, and it hurt me. So I assume this is solely on her.
But I was able to influence other parts of this trial before.
Yeah, but that wasn't for
One
the
moment.
door.
What are you doing, Sarah?
I'm gonna use up the remaining of my spell slots.
Oh my
I'm going to cast a shatter and another chromatical.
Once you
At
cast
the
on
three-eyed-
that door.
at the 3-eyed door,
Yep.
once you cast Shadow, the energy seems to form into this ball and then disperse into 2, lighting up 2 amber eyes.
And then the chromatic orb shortly after flies off into the third eye, and all 3 light up, and the door starts to open.
That's right.
Now, how much have you left yourself with?
Nothing.
Let's hope you don't regret this.
I don't.
I don't know how magic works, but I don't think I can give my magic to you so you can use it.
It's okay.
A short hallway in front of you opens to a large stone room. The floor is covered in letters, which appear to be in the whole common alphabet. A single stone door sits in the south wall, no image present, unlike the rest you've seen. Before you enter the room, 2 lines of text are engraved into the wall before you step onto the letters. One must show a deep knowledge of arcane, but for now we can start with the basics. Winter's touch, burning without heat, decaying, blackened. What am I?
I'm sorry, can I get that one more time?
Yeah, can I get that written?
One must show a deep knowledge of the arcane, but for now we can start with the basics. Winter's touch, burning without heat, decaying, blackened. What am I?
Okay.
Oh. Just touch, burning without heat,
Chill
decaying.
touch.
Literally about to mention that.
I'm going to investigate the floor for any sort of pressure plates.
Reaching down and feeling along them, I'll say as soon as you reach down and touch them, you can tell there are no pressure plates on the floor. But when you do touch one, the letter itself starts to glow. And let's say you touch the N in front of you, and that N then appears on the door at the end of the room.
Can we use the same letter twice? This is going to be very important.
You press the N again.
Well, he's still on it.
You can still touch it again.
Yeah, I'll touch it again.
As you
The
do,
letter goes away.
The letter fades.
So,
I think
chill touch is out of the question.
What?
2 L's.
Fair?
Wait.
No.
What?
Fair?
Yeah, 2 L's, chill touch. Then we need to go back a bit more. It's got to be a very... If it's only 1 letter per thing, it's got to be something short. Something still probably harboring...
Frostbite.
It's 2 T's.
Yeah, but they're not next to each other.
We don't know how this works in terms of spelling out words.
Whether they depress after you stand on them.
Maybe.
hang on.
Let's try it. Go for it. Let's try think single words.
Cantrip.
jump over to O.
Did you pressing O?
Necrotic.
I'm starting with N,
Mhm.
then I'm going over to E, then to C, then to R, jump over to O,
To save time, you don't really need to jump. You can find ways to not step onto the plates.
You guys have multiple ways of doing that. You can either press them, just
I see.
feel free to just type what you're writing in as well, just to save time. So you're writing in necrotic?
Yeah.
Nothing changes?
Yeah, it lingers on the wall for about a minute. Nothing happens, and then it fades away.
So when you press the first C, and then the R, each letter you move on to, the previous letter, the ground fades away, the color's no longer there, but it stays on the wall. When you go back to the second C, it does still appear. So you can have two letters, just that
Okay.
together.
Basically, double tapping is backspace, but it only works on one letter at a time.
Can you? I want to test one thing. I want to just test a letter, wait a few bits, and then test the letter again to see if it has two of the same next to each other.
So you give it a moment, you press C, and the C disappears.
So it doesn't allow two L's.
Yeah, you can tell by this experimentation. Whatever it is, it cannot be two letters, two of the same letter in a row.
Yeah, it'll act as a backspace, but only for that letter. Is stream watching this? Good.
Do I even know what fucking spell I cast?
Oh, yeah, that actually would be it.
You gonna start typing in frostbite, Sarah?
Yeah.
All right. You go through and you press each letter, the F, R, O, S, T, B, I, T. It takes you a little bit of time, but as you do, the words glow on the door, and once all you've spelled it out, it flashes, and then it fades into the door itself, disappearing and becoming a single bead of light at the top of the door.
Seems
Then a
to
second.
Yeah, there seems to be another two blank areas at the top there, and then. Sorry, Darren.
And then another line of text appears below the first one, over near where you're all standing. It says, "When no weapon will help, a wall stands before you. Throw with wild abandon. What am I?"
Someone want to spell out shield?
That seems about right.
Throw with wild abandon.
So are you spelling out shield, Demir?
Yep.
As you spell shield, the letters fade, the magic things, and an arcane barrier appears around you for a minute, for 6 seconds. But nothing happens. No light is added to the door.
Wait, can we just spell out? Oh
Mage
god.
armor.
Same thing.
You type it in, and the barrier appears around you. This barrier isn't like it's just, you do it, and it's like the mage armor spell was cast in your area, not directly on you. But yeah,
That's good to know.
and
Be
it fades in
careful.
6 seconds.
Be careful with any spells that cause some form of physical damage, because they may be casted back on you from.
But no blops on the door.
When no weapon will help, a wall stands before you. Throw with wild abandon. What am I? Well, I mean,
I feel like the term should have been reckless abandon, just because I like that terminology better.
Either way, I mean the same
It's
thing.
the same thing.
I feel like you're on the wrong page here.
You cannot type counterspell. You try to do it, and the L's keep disappearing.
You're stuck on kind of spare.
And it's
My-
Try dispel magic.
Okay.
You type in dispel magic, and
Who else? Is it? No.
you don't feel any effect on you.
Does things mage armor drop?
Mage armor would have already vanished because it only lasts. It's like
Hey,
only a
last-
temporary thing.
No.
It lasts 8 hours.
Nexara is the one that she casted.
Yeah. Yeah, that would actually dispel her mage armor.
Lamau.
So she no longer has mage armor, but she can just put it back on because she gets
Yeah.
it forever.
Yeah.
My first initial guess would have been magic missile, but again,
Resistance just applies in the room
And then fades.
and fades.
I feel like you jumped on the gun.
Oh, I'm gonna be real fucking stupid.
Mhm.
Type in knock.
Let me just read something.
That's funny.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and cheese your puzzle.
You cast knock.
So okay,
and-
I'll say you type knock in. Immediately, a third line of text appears below the second one, which literally says "Be polite before you enter." And then a
second light
appears in the door in the third spot.
Yeah, in the third spot.
So you guessed the answer to the third riddle.
Does it then open the door?
Nope.
Oh,
No.
it does.
There is
That's
still one missing light.
What?
Through pure luck and guessing, you got the third answer correct.
I mean, it's a pretty funny cheese.
That was the funny one too.
The joke was going to be you cast knock and the door opens, but you did it too early.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to ruin all your fun, but
No,
I'm
it's
here
fine.
to ruin all your fun.
No, it's fun.
It was good, awesome.
You're thinking smart.
It's funny though.
No change yet, Nersian. Similar situation keeps occurring.
Nersian, I feel like we need to narrow our search. I don't think
yes.
good faith will help us.
If anyone wants to roll an intelligence check to try and figure this out, they can.
How do you
I'm
know
gonna
this
try
is
that.
dark?
I think maybe
Same.
I'll say would it intelligence or would it be arcana because it's specifically about magic.
You know what? Arcana,
Ah.
technically. I'll let
yeah.
sorcerer roll it. 19.
Give
Jesus
me the
Christ.
magic.
Ouch.
Okay.
Okay. For the two, especially for Christine, I'll say the entire thing with the way it's written, you can tell you've been focusing very much on spells that are more abjuration in nature,
Yeah.
like protection in ways.
None of that
But-
really resonates with Throw with Wild Abandon.
Yeah. And it's no weapon will help, a wall stands before you, throw with wild abandon. It doesn't seem to be mentioning that you are defending yourself, it's more that there is something blocking your path. So it's basically saying it's definitely not an abjuration spell is what you're looking at here.
Yeah, I need to just remember what
I
spells
feel
that
like
I
this is a joke about wizards.
probably. Let me look at
Feel
it.
free to, if you wanted to go through the fucking spell list.
Yeah. feel
What do you think I'm doing?
Yeah.
You cast Stone Shape, a pillar of stone is made in the center of the room and then disappears after 6 seconds.
I'm gonna regret this. I suggest you all step out.
Is
And
it
I spell
fireball?
out fireball.
Wrong
Oh
saving
my
throw.
god,
It
back
wouldn't
up.
work. 2 L's.
It would not work.
Technically, it's fiber. Fiber, technically.
You almost killed us.
Almost killed
Almost
himself.
killed yourself.
Yeah.
Potentially.
Please be careful with high potent magic, please.
Oh,
Do
Aristian.
not spell that.
Does someone stop Nersian from riding Thunderwave?
No, he's been doing it the entire time.
Alright, roll me the Constitution saving throw that Thunderwave is, I think.
Would I also be in there because I spelt out or attempted to spell out fireball?
If-
Well, you have to get one at a time.
You don't have to. You can stay in the room.
I will say you have to type each one in one at a time. So there are some. It's taking like a minute or so between each one to
Yeah.
type.
So if you
Um,
wanted to be
and
out,
it's-
you
I'll
could
be,
have been.
for the sake of brevity, I'll be typing whatever you want me.
No,
Yeah.
yeah, but we're asking if Osiris is still in the room, because there's points in the room where you cannot trigger any of the things if he wants to be.
No weapon will help.
Yeah, I'll stand over here then.
Alright, so both of you roll the Constitution saving throw I think Thunderwave has. I need to see if
Yeah,
anyone's
it
got
can't.
it to roll from. Yes.
I'm gonna use my inspiration to do that again.
Okay. Alright.
Whoa.
I'm
Too
gonna
bad.
take the 9.
Oh, this is annoying. I'm actually getting stumped on this.
You know, once
Both
they're done,
take
can I
11
try
damage.
something?
Yes.
Do you want to make a intelligence check, Christine? Just because you rolled so high before.
Sure.
And 13.
I'm actually going to use up because I haven't used it yet today.
The inspiration.
You did
No,
use
I've
it
already
before.
used the advantage roll.
Oh, you want to
to cast.
do your
Actually,
touch cast?
Yeah, I'm gonna do touch
Alright.
cast. Like,
Go for it.
Okay.
Cool.
Roll.
it's used up. I am also, because when else am I gonna use it? Favored by the gods. 2d4. Add it onto it.
Okay.
Okay, as you're doing the math, I don't know if
21.
it's what Darian was alluding to, but I think
I'll
this
type
is a
it.
little more. I think it's a little more subtle. You notice the. Yeah, I was gonna say. You notice the different tiers of the answers there were. The first one was a
That's
cantrip.
exactly what I was looking at right now.
The first one was a cantrip, and this
The
last one was
third
a
one
second
was
level
the second
spell.
level.
So,
Yep.
Do you think this middle answer might be a first level spell of some kind?
What a waste, because I was already thinking that.
Well, there you go.
what was Jakova gonna do?
I mean, I would flat out tell them, I don't know magic, but may I try spelling something?
Go for it.
By all means.
I spell out wish.
A
Okay,
figure,
so
a figure in the middle appears,
I'll say,
And
so
then-
you type the letters, and as you press the W, and the I, and the S, and the H, and once you press that, it hits the door, it starts to glow, and then immediately the room starts to shake. The lights all around the room start to flicker and blink in and out, shift color, and then a blast of confetti shoots out the middle of the room with a little...
The door spells lol note.
Yeah, and you just see, like, and then a figure appears and you're just like, no, and then disappears.
Yeah, it was worth a shot.
Remember what I said about being careful about potent magic?
That one, most of all.
Who said
Yeah,
I
that would
was
be a
wishing for
bad
the extra
spell.
stuff?
Reckless abandon.
Yeah.
Reckless abandon. Huh.
Guess I'd be standing here now.
Well,
Reckless
so it's
abandon.
been
That implies you spam
so
this
it's
first.
frostbite and knock. We're in the wizard category. Well, we're in the arcane category, not anything divine. So far, I'm just gonna.
Oh, it
assume...
can't be magic missile. God fucking damn it.
It can't. No, that was literally my first suggestion was magic missile, but I realized I had two S's. So instead,
Hey, lucky we didn't have a backup encounter for this room, huh?
Yeah.
this is actually stopping me for the fact that I'm just not thinking out.
Sorcerers are just wizards without a hat, and like their dad fucked a dragon or whatever.
Yeah, something like that. With reckless abandon. A wall strength for you for a wall. That's
I think
that's
I
the
want
part
to
I
be
think of.
super obscure with this. Jacoba, can you roll me an intelligence check?
Huh?
You roll me an
Actually, yeah, that
intelligence
makes sense.
check.
The
Sure.
wall's the part which is ruining me.
Yeah. You know, there's these machines that they used to fire like fuck off walls, and
Catapult.
they're large. I mean, you don't know the answer. Jacoba knows the answer.
I never would have
Machines
guessed
I
that.
used to
Though.
fire up.
Oh, ballista then.
That
Two
doesn't
elves.
work. Yeah, but
Frost.
Jacoba hasn't said anything yet. That's the problem.
That's the problem. Yeah.
I will tap. You know what? Who's the two closest to me? Sarah and Christine, and that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm lost in my thoughts, trying, mumbling, thinking.
Okay,
about what
so I
it
will
is.
look at Christine, then realize, no. I turn to Sarah. You. I remember something from years back. Try something that
Dimitri, stop.
fuck. I just lost my train of thought because of whatever they're doing.
It's okay. Keep going. Sorry.
I repeat basically what comes to mind, explaining that there used to be ancient machines that were used to destroy walls.
I assume I probably know what he's talking about.
Yeah, once he starts talking, you know of the catapults. You've heard of those, and you can recognize there is a spell also called catapult.
You sort of slap your head against your hand like...
Catapult!
Oh,
Jacoby, you're fantastic. There we
You-
go. That is what it is.
And you type it in, and
Type it in.
after you press the last T, it lights up. The ball forms, fitting into that the second spot in the middle, and then the door starts to open.
that's amazing.
I can't believe I didn't think of catapult.
Never heard of that.
So
spell
many
before in my
spell
life.
books, and I
Who
didn't
uses
even think of
catapults
catapult.
when you have Thunderwave?
I mean, to be
Catapult's a
fair,
spell.
firing a
It is.
physical object at something with high velocity is really useful. It's just not my specialty.
Sorry,
Magic
sort of
isn't my
just-
specialty. You're fine.
Sorry, I sort of just answered the puzzle for you, but it's also made sense because Jacoba had better training. So I think
Yep.
that'd be a good way to alleviate the
That's
strain.
awesome.
And hey, a weapon would help. Fire a big old fucking rock at it.
I was actually going to ask you guys if I would have known anything from religious history potentially, which would have involved religious wars most likely.
You know
Yeah,
those
honestly,
religion
with
gods with you know those religious catapult. I'm kidding. Go ahead.
Hey, it would have also worked given
The
where he was
holy
trained.
catapult of what's his name? The drunk guy.
Okay. This room lies mostly empty, save for another shelf of scrolls to the south, another pedestal that glows as you approach, and another door ahead. This one with a large image of what looks like a stalagmite with a mouth and an eye of amber and tentacle-like protrusions coming off its body. The pedestal reads, "Seemingly easy choices and seemingly difficult ones often result in the same conclusion." And I'll copy this over so you guys can see it, and I'll show what the thing.
How many eyes
looks
on
like.
this one?
One. There's one large eye.
Mm-hmm. Large, you say?
Yeah.
It's like the first one where it's like the creature just seems to have a big fucking eye.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
This dude, which is a roper if you're D&D inclined.
I'm not.
Yeah, there's a stack of scrolls to the south again. And yeah, what do you all do?
I'm gonna go meditate in front of the door.
Okay.
Scrolls.
Hi.
What kind?
Similar ones to the other, and a lot of knowledge about the Devaja without any of the context. How
I'm
to
gonna-
do so
Any knowledge that doesn't ring a bell?
most of it doesn't.
Most of it doesn't ring a bell to you.
Well, I mean, like, from what I've already, like, understood from the library and stuff like that.
The library didn't have that much information.
Have anything,
but
yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
It's like, yeah, one day of really good searching is pretty awesome, but like, unfortunately, this is something that would have taken
Nothing, yeah.
years to study. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, that's the point, yeah.
I'm assuming since you're walking over, Sarah, you're also planning on looking at them?
Yeah, I'd like to investigate if I can.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm saying with advantage because Christine's also helping. I'm
Yep.
giving you both doing it.
Yeah, I'll let you go.
That's more like
Damn. These ones are a little less multi than the Lost Scrolls. You do look when you're going through them. It does talk about different forms of meditation again and stuff like that, but it seems to more be focusing on something that you haven't really. It's like you're reading about something that you don't really. It seems a bit complex at the moment, as if it's something a bit more advanced, and it's talking about something involving receiving the ambient energy around you or magic, and it's a lot of stuff, and it's relating back constantly to previous things you understand, but it's not all connecting yet.
Okay.
It's like you're reading lesson 3 when you haven't experienced lesson 2 yet.
Okay. But it's talking about receiving energy or something.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm going to just stand here near the door. I'm going to practice one of my Devaja meditation things to see whether or not I can, like, clear my mind.
Okay.
Okay, you start doing that. What is everyone else doing while she sits there while she starts to meditate?
I wish to provide ambient music.
With a trumpet?
Ah,
I hope you like ska.
with the
Chris,
trumpet, and I'll use minor illusion to do a light operatic, a very light, soft operatic background.
With a
If
trumpet.
minor illusion is unfortunately it can only make basic noises. You can't make like music with it
You can play a note.
at a
A
time.
beating of drums.
Yeah, you could do that. Christine, you're approaching the door. Are you going to be doing something to it?
I mean, everything here is just so
Oh.
wishy-washy with how...
really hard to focus, Sarah.
I'm gonna.
I
walk
start
up to
choking on my
Meridian
trumpet.
and I take the trumpet off him. No. Nah. Be better.
Stop it.
I
Get
It's
hand
like
it
you're
back to him.
Get
And
help!
I ritual cast Sendo's Substrato.
Okay.
I will take away his banjo and then use his banjo.
Try it. Watch what happens.
I got mending, I'm fine.
Christine was gonna do something there, so let's go back to that.
You're good. Yeah, I was just saying, yeah, just with everything being so wishy-washy and how it all works, like, one minute help is fine, the other minute help is not. It's just... And also now with Sarah out of stuff, I'm just sort of trying to, like, bring up a courage to potentially be hit back by my own magic. In that sense,
Are you going to cast a spell at the door?
I'm just deciding which one. You know, actually, yeah. So eventually, it just sort of she starts to like incant something, stops, breathes as like sort of energy flows around her. Unintentionally, I'm going to be casting an inflict wounds into that.
Inflict wounds?
Yeah.
Alright, so you get the energy ready, you build it up in your hand. Unintentionally, you flick it off as if like you're basically planning on discarding the spell, but you accidentally cast it towards the door. And you feel as the energy, as it's forming towards the spell, breaks down and is absorbed into the eye. And you
She's
watch
like
the
closing
amber
her
glow.
eyes as it goes forward.
Yep, you're expecting it to bounce back the same way it did it at Osiris, but it is absorbed into the eye. And you watch as the amber orb starts to glow, gets further and further out, and then at about halfway it stops and starts to recede.
She sort of opens, sees it starting to recede, and then, like, quickly just once again just chucks another one in, just like in panic.
As you throw a second one at it, the same thing happens. It starts to glow again, fills up to about halfway, and then starts to recede again.
It doesn't add more to the...
It does, yeah, I mean, that's
Yeah.
just her idea, though, of it.
Yeah.
She does it just like, it's... What's the difference here? Why am I not being hurt? She sort of just looks around in like just absolute confusion.
And Ixara shrugs.
Because I've been struggling to concentrate because of all the noise going around. I sort of look around, look sort of bashful, and then pull out a pendant, put it around my neck, shape some water around, like from the my flask around my ears, and just like block everything out and start listening to the music in my pendant.
Okay.
I am, after I am done eating shit on my goddamn freaking trumpet, I kindly ask for it back on the promise I do not use it in this room.
Oh, I
think
gave
he
it
said he
back
handed it back.
immediately after I just said no.
I wish to
I bet.
focus on how the room feels in meditation.
Okay.
So you're also going to start to meditate?
It's
Yeah, with insight.
not. It's not peaceful because someone's
Everything
badly
going on.
playing a trumpet. You're also not. You
I'm not looking for
meditated-
magic. I'm just
yeah.
seeing like for a gust of something.
You haven't. You haven't meditated in a while. Is what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
And this room is oddly calming when no one is speaking or doing anything. You could meditate here, but because it's been so long, it's sort of hard to get in that mindset.
I just shrug and keep trying anyway.
Alright, so is anyone going to do anything?
I actually like to like a look at these books.
Which is, I don't remember Sendo's trying to do. AJ, can you message that to me?
That's the one, his spell that we were talking about before at the start.
Oh, the one that buffs, yeah, cool.
Yeah. Just
It's still
put
doing
that effect on everyone, Osiris. Yeah, you can do that.
Hey, Christine, can you make an intelligence check?
Going for it. Yeah. Can't do anything to this.
I'll say if you want to try, it's just something you've noticed is when you watched as Sarah fired the spell at the previous door you're in, the higher level of spell, because you know the formation of the spell shadow, did seem to have a larger effect on the eyes, and given your use of first level spells seems to be absorbed and fading, you could hazard that maybe a higher level spell could have some more impact.
Okay.
If you're willing to make the move or not, it's up to you.
At first she's like just sort of looking to no one's answer, and then just sort of moves off to just a little bit back into the door, just sort of overlooks it, just Yeah, then trying to think. I'm thinking that she would just out of just pure frustration and annoyance, just try it again with her second level slot.
Right, so you're casting a second level spell at the door.
Again, it's the same magic. Like she's not controlling it.
Yeah, you release it, and as you do, you blast energy towards it. Before the spell forms, like every other time, it gets broken down and absorbed into it, and the amber eye glows and expands out from the center, covering more and more of it until eventually the glow hits the edge of the eye and it glows the whole amber, and then the door starts to open.
I'll tap Sarah on the shoulder and then point towards the door.
The water that I've shaped just falls on the ground. Ah! Oh.
See, like you don't have to do it like that.
But it's fun.
Sometimes meditating helps.
Yeah, but why? Never mind. She just sort of moves back a bit before waiting for everyone else to go.
Okay. You went to the next room. Opposite you on the western wall is a door with a beholder on it. No fancy eye things. You all know what a beholder is because they're famed to be evil and all that. With a center eye and each stalk, seeming each holding an amber to a total of 18. To the north, another pedestal in the front of it. The same symbol of the eye and the starburst is inlaid completely in amber on its face. The pedestal in front of it does not glow when approached, but a single unmarred scroll sits atop it. To the south, the floor is inlaid with carvings that form a circle with intricate symbols inside.
I'm not in
I'd
the room
like
yet.
to read the symbols if I can.
The one to the south?
Roll
Yeah.
Arcana.
Arcana, yeah.
Okay.
You're not fully versed in it. It seems very complex, but from what you can see, this seems to be a receiving end of a teleportation circle.
Oh.
Oh,
I'ma check the room trap.
Okay.
There are no traps.
There's no mechanical
You go
things
around.
you can see.
You go around checking the whole area, and given how you've seen before, you check for illusions and stuff like that as well. But nothing in here seems out of place. It appears everything in this room is pretty straightforward.
Okay, so you said there were rooms in the south and...
Because that big blue circle, that's the ruins to the south.
Okay.
Then there's the door directly opposite you guys, is the one with the beholder with the 18 pieces of amber.
Yep.
And the one to the north is the door that's made entirely out of amber. That is the symbol like on the very first door you came in. And then a single scroll sits on that pedestal.
I'm gonna look at the scroll.
So,
Okay.
what's this?
I point to the circle on the floor.
I'm not too sure, but it seems to be the receiving end of a teleportation circle.
I chuck the raw and refined eye in the middle of the circle.
It
It
does
just
nothing.
donks and nothing happens, yeah.
Receiving end.
So you pick up the scroll and start to read, Sarah.
Is it legible not being touched? Or is it all rolled up?
It's all rolled up.
Okay. I gently pick it up.
Yeah, and you start to unroll it?
Yep.
Reading through the scroll, it is similar to the ones in the previous room, interestingly. It talks about one of the forms of meditation, though, specifically. One you were trained in before you started your journey, going into a lot more detail than you'd been able to acquire before. According to what it says, if you follow its instructions, you can reach a certain state of mental awareness while meditating that can open you up to the ambient magic in the world and potentially use it to restore fatigue or energy you may have expended.
Okay. Okay.
This one's got
I know.
like diagrams and stuff as well. This is a lot like this is very fitting into scroll 2 of 3 that you know of.
I know that I did the meditating thing before and that didn't seem to work. But this is the meditation that I learnt is written on the scroll. There's a lot more detail to it. I'm going to do this. Can everyone be extremely quiet for a moment?
As you're looking at the door, as you pick up the scroll, some runes glow on the door itself, and it says, "The path of Devaja often requires study and patience. Approach the approach the font after expelling what you know." So, you go and read the scroll.
Start
This
to meditate.
will take an hour. What is everyone else doing?
I would like
In
to
this
take a
hour,
short
could I-
rest.
In this hour, could I return to the room that we just came out of and start to tinker?
Such a what?
Tinker.
Sure.
You'll spend an hour starting your team. Yeah, I can say you can go back there. I wouldn't make a check though, because it's only 1 hour of work so far. Usually it's like 8 hours of effort, so yeah. But it's progress towards your next check.
I'll progress for 1 hour, write down what I've done, and then
Hey, Christian,
Just
you're
before
scrolling a table.
Okay.
Oh god. That's mean, AJ.
I need to think where I would be. Give me a sec.
I will ask quickly. How would Sarah Lake be sitting as she meditates, or?
This one is a sitting stance, yes.
Okay, if that's the case, I will probably end up just sitting opposite her without a word and just try as well, even though I don't know what the hell she's doing.
I'd probably just be like in the hallway, honestly. Alright. Not looking. Let's go. Oh, shit.
Roll a Constitution
Oh.
saving throw.
That's also to Sarah.
What?
No,
What?
it's
Is she,
just- it's
is she
just
within
her.
range?
No, it's just her.
Oh, okay, never mind. My bad.
Oh,
You got scared me for a second.
You are
I
not
thought
a
it was AoE, but no.
you the magic that you know of sleep starts to like emanate from your body just randomly, and you feel the tendrils of like sleep trying to claw at you, but you shake them off and you stay alert for this hour.
She sort of quickly, hastily sort of stands up in a bit of a shock. And then just sort of moves away.
That'd
Like,
be pretty
yeah.
funny if it was AoE.
It wouldn't
Yeah.
have reached anyway.
I'm just gonna just sort of...
It wouldn't have reached anyway from a 20 foot radius. No.
No, I'm gonna leave to the corridor behind, just sort of sit down there myself.
Okay. Is anyone got anything else they want to do in the hour? Anexar is sort of just.
I was
Whittling
gonna
across.
say for Annex, I probably would have asked her if she wanted to come sit with us.
Yeah, she should.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what she'll do during that time, but
Are you doing anything in particular during your short rest, Osiris?
I'm just playing solitaire.
Okay.
Sarah? Playing solitaire with a pack of
After
cards.
an hour, Sarah, you feel invigorated. You feel as if energy is coming through. You feel as if, in technical terms, you can use the wizard's feature, Arcane Recovery, once.
wow.
I actually think, AJ, you've skipped a section.
I did? Did you read it? I don't think you read it.
That happens a little further on.
Yeah. Right?
Wow.
Yeah, that's later on. Oh! Why did we put that there then? That's stupid.
It's because it wasn't meant to be at this point. Basically, after meditating for a bit, you open yourself up, as we said, to the ambient energy. You realize you're surrounded by ridiculous amounts of magic. One of the things you can perceive is on the other side of this door, there appears to be some insane amount of just magical essence flowing out. And yeah, you spend the time, and just like the Wizard's Arcane Recovery thing, you feel it flow into you and invigorate you, and you have access, for a brief moment, you have access to this magic at your disposal. What do you do with it?
I'm going to use the Arcane Recovery then.
Okay, you restore some of your spell slots. Your energy is regained. You get, I think, only first level spell.
It'd be a first slot in this situation, yeah.
Just one?
At the moment, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Hog.
What are you gonna do?
All right, so the door at the front facing me, you said it had 16?
At 18.
No, so the door.
The door in front of you is blank. It's got the runes that I said before. The path of Devage often requires study and patience. Approach the font after expelling what you know. The other door has the beholder on it.
Okay.
18 pieces of amber.
Oh.
All right, let me just think. Is there a way I could use that spell on the door?
The one in front of you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you absolutely can. You draw in these magical essence from around you, and you focus it forward into the door. And unlike a regular arcane recovery, it seems that even though you're casting this first basic form of magic, more and more energy seems to be pulled in and through it, and it hits the door, and the entire door starts to glow from a dull amber up and up all the way until it's glowing brightly. And then it starts to slide open, but at the same time, you feel the last of this energy filling you is expended, leaving you completely empty of magic.
Alright.
Well, that was impressive.
Well done.
It's open. Okay.
I think you know why I think that was there, Darren? For when she used it outside of
Yes.
outside of this. That's fine.
You read the part. Yeah, you skipped a bit ahead. It's okay.
No,
Yes,
skip ahead.
meditation further.
I just
Keep going.
No, you're not. Fuck you. As the door opens, the room beyond is rather sparse, with only a single pool of water in its center. To everyone but Sarah, it seems like just a fancy water, but nothing special. So far as you can tell. Sarah, with your body in reacting to the flow of magic at the moment, the pool in the center of the water is pulsating with it. A single pedestal in front of you lights up, as the rest have. Enter the pool and absorb the essence of the font.
I just brace myself, kind of prepare, and then just slowly enter the pool.
Is that wise to do?
What it told me to do.
You know, I'm not sure I can stop her drowning if she's going to go in herself.
It's only about waist deep.
Yeah.
As you step in, you feel like the rush of energy, just like before when you were focusing at magic that was around you. But instead, it seems to suffuse into you directly. It's more magic than you've ever been able to harness at your fingertips. But it quickly fades, the feeling receding, and as it does, you can still feel the power of the pool. It tingles when you're touching, but you don't have access to all this ambient magic in the world around you. In out-of-game terms, as you opened yourself up to the magic and it stepped in here, it suffused into your body, permanently giving you access to the arcane recovery feature.
Swell.
Yeah.
Neat.
Neato.
Which, AJ, have you added it to our sheet, or we can do it later?
I didn't know. It's okay.
Congratulations, wizard.
Yeah. The rest of you just see her walk into the water, and it seems to she seems to have like sort of spasms as she's stepping inside of it. But then it subsides after like a few seconds.
So she's a sponge.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
You believe that to be it?
But we still need to get out of here.
Suppose we can go check the front door, see if it's open.
Yeah.
A lot of you walk back slowly but surely. You go through all the doors that seem to be open. You get to the last door at the front. They're still closed, but as you go to push them, they seem to open even with the littlest amount of pressure. As you do, you see the gnome and court just standing there.
Old man.
Oh my god, you're finally back. You've been gone for like 20 years.
Inside check.
Go ahead, roll it.
Cool, it's 20 years older.
He's lying through his
It's fine.
teeth.
Through his teeth.
I say nothing.
He's holding the gnome, and by the way, like only one hand is like holding the scruff of the gnome shirt.
You guys seem surprisingly the same.
If it's been 20 years, then where was my 2 gold?
Old man, are you any good at toss a gnome?
I'm not playing along with you. Also, I am joking. It was
Barely 3
2.5
hours.
yeah, 3-ish hours.
I know, I was pulling your leg.
Well, as you all started going in here, this little fellow tried to run in after you. I grabbed him to stop him from running into what could potentially be danger, and the door started to close. So right before it shut, I was able to send one of my echoes in. But then there was little I could do.
I finished. I did it. Well, it wasn't just me. I feel like it was designed for me to do on my own, but I feel like most of it was done by everyone else.
Oh, and she
No one-
nearly drowned.
No one expects you to do everything on your own. Relying on others is very important. Also, I didn't doubt you for a second. I knew you'd finish it.
I think I've learned something new.
Oh?
I think at the end of the last room, I stepped into a pool of water, and I think I know something that can help me recover magic. Feels
That's
kinda
amazing.
strange. I'm very tired.
We should probably rest. I did not actually expect us to go into this temple right away. I thought we'd be resting when we got to town. But you all seem so excited, I didn't want to jump in and be like, no, let's go sit down and waste away half a day.
Shall we rest the night here?
Is there anywhere to rest? He looks down at the gnome, and the gnome's just like, there's the floor, and the sky, and, well, tents.
It's covered.
Better than sleeping under the stars on a rainy day.
What does everyone else want to do?
And XR is, or... Well, I mean, I want to go as fast as we can, but we can't really go if everyone's not feeling the best.
I mean, if we still have daylight to burn, it wouldn't hurt just to walk a bit further.
You're right.
I'm good to go.
Just be on
It's
the
best.
Step forward.
It's best if we start heading towards the thing that you need to do in Exara.
Okay. And that's what you guys are going to go? You're going to continue walking?
I'll
Leave
bring
it
out the trumpet and I'll just play us some marching tune.
start to play, and you guys start leaving the temple. You pass underneath this. The light briefly blinds you as it goes from the shaded area to bright. I've never seen it blinds you a lot because it does. You're passing along, and you see these few makeshift structures around you, the tents and whatnot. And as you're walking down this one and only road, this this almost town or almost camp.
Oh, it's you guys. What the lot are you doing here? You turn and you see a familiar fire genasi that you rescued a couple days ago.
Oh, hello, nice stranger who we saved that one time.
Alright.
We did the thing. We opened the door. One of our friends here had to go inside and do something very important to her, and we assisted.
Interesting.
It's a pilgrimage, if you will.
That seems incredibly rewarding. Somewhat what I'm doing.
As long as
What
you're
are
not
you doing?
following us.
I'm taking upon myself to map out the different paths and routes through the Scapular Highlands, as currently maps are just this blotch of land. having detailed maps to make our way through towards Highview and all that would probably be beneficial for everyone involved.
You wouldn't happen to have any published maps or
No,
maps
from
on
last
user
time
of
he didn't
the-
have any. He's just a bad map maker.
Hey.
I can show you the map, and he hands out he rolls up a map, and you see a very basic map of a splodge in there, of where you guys are with the Skypillar Highlands in it. This is as good as we've got. It's written by my old master, and he wasn't particularly caring about his notation or anything. He relied more on his memory than anything else.
So, like, if you can, because you guys have a map as well. Like, Court has one.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you can compare them for a moment of the Highlands you can see there versus the Highlands he sees. And the Highlands that he had on your map is just like, except for a very few areas, there's almost no information about passes. His map at least has a few locations that are like noted down. It has jottings all over it, like a handwritten map would be. It's definitely a lot more detailed about this area than yours is.
Yeah, but it's still relatively blank. It's got
Yes.
it's barely got any information, but it's got more information than traditional maps do.
Do you mind if I jot some of this down on our map? Or
Well, I could, for your assistance and my not dying, I could lead you through the mountains. I was trained to do so. I don't have a specific, straightforward direction where you want to go, but I know the outside. I know how to traverse through the mountains and signs to look out for and such.
do you know how to get to Highview?
I know where Highview is and where we are. And while we do it, I can map along the way. Currently, my estimate, if my training is to be believed, it'll be just over 2 weeks to go through the passes.
And it would have taken us
At least
3.
3 if you wanted to go the long way.
3 if you wanted to go the one way that's on your map. You could always take a month and go the other way and attempt to buy a ticket on the land burner.
Whatever gets us there quicker.
I think we should definitely take the fastest path.
I love a good escort mission as much as anybody else.
Though, my question is still stand. You weren't brought here by anyone else, right?
No, when your friend Court told me to go, I headed north. I was going to go along the coastline towards the eastern half and drop my way upwards to here. But I figured just to avoid any people after me, if they were after me, I head straight to this expedition. At least here is people. And then I would have waited a couple days and begun my journey. But if I'm traveling with you, I feel reasonably safe to continue straight away.
I will accept his answer and just get ready to get going.
Okay.
Look, he doesn't seem like he's brought the eyes with him, so I don't care.
Yeah, no, it's like basically you can tell that where he would have traveled, he probably had been here for a few days before you guys had arrived.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we'd better get ready to go. You're good to go right now, Orion?
Yes, I've got everything prepared and ready to head off.
You have enough rations?
Indeed.
I have a feeling he's probably a little more prepared than we are, honestly.
Yeah, but it doesn't hurt to ask.
Yeah.
Allow me to lead the way. And he directly past the mountain that you came out of to what looks like the beginning of the first paths into it. So... Are we going on still, you reckon, Darren?
I feel like we could at least do this first section,
Yeah. We'll see how
and then
it
we.
works
I
going
think
after that.
that'd be a good point to end it.
Yeah, okay. Alright. Oh, we could do up until the actual thing. That
We could. We'll see how time goes.
See how time goes. Okay.
You guys
so-
leave the town. It's as you can tell by its mountains, it's not going to be a similar traveling as before, as these are very different paths and very different paths and styles of travel as you are, because a lot of it is like moving up narrow game trails or across between crevices and rocks. It's not the same as traveling through a desert or through fields.
I would like to remind you that Nerisian will be wearing as much clothing as he possibly can, because mountains are cold.
Yes, that is very fair. But yeah, unless anyone wants to do anything before you guys leave,
You've got 3 days of downtime if you want to have any scenes. Well, not downtime.
While you travel.
Traveling time.
Traveling time.
okay, I will message you about that in a moment, Osiris.
No stress. I figured if I get it in now, you can slowly type out while everything else goes on.
Just as just as a note, the sclera of Christine have not changed during this 5-day period of she having him to begin with.
Nope.
I think the only thing I'd be trying to do is try and understand this terrain.
Oh, good.
I have no idea how to hunt here.
If you wanted, you can relatively be at the front and like start asking questions to Orion, and he can answer them as you do.
Yeah, sure. If you can teach me like something to know for in the future, then yeah. I probably will not be hunting much in the mountains, so.
Yep. Sarah?
To express my gratitude to all the people in the party, I like just try like through the 3 days. I just try to sort of help out where I can. Like
you also got this. This is from before, don't worry. You each get another 75 XP for completing the trial.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Okay. 3
Sorry.
days have passed since you left the dig site at the Tomb of Priestess and entered the Stone Pillar Highlands. The passes have become difficult to cross, sometimes winding, precarious paths along massive drops that could spell your near certain doom. Other times, dropping down to narrow crevices between two sheer walls of stone that almost block the sun completely from view. The going is tough, and not having travelled this kind of terrain before, you're thankful your guide, Orion, seems to find the traces of his path everywhere, pointing to obscure rock structures, occasional trees, and distant mountains as his guide. That guide you that you're going the right way. Sometimes he leads you off the path you've been following, across what seems to be unchecked gravel, before suddenly setting foot into a new natural pathway carved along the side of a cliff. If you don't know what to look for, these passes will lead you to dead ends, sinkholes, rock slides, and other such nasty ways to die. You continue for another hour or so, the path in this mountain slowly winding towards its base, when suddenly Orion stops. He looks around a bit seemingly confused before grabbing, probably Jakova, and pulling him down, which is surprising because you're much bigger and taller than him and you weigh a lot more. But he seems to grab you, pulled down. Get down, everyone! Quietly!
I get down.
I get as down is for a person with my badge.
Yeah.
Hey, everyone hits the deck.
Is everyone hitting the deck?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you want to roll perception, you can.
Yes, sir.
Gonna do that.
Yeah, I'll try. I actually have... Yep, that's there. Cool.
Well, does Cyrus just look like a rock? You know, going into the shell.
Osiris goes into a shell, yeah.
Just look like a rock.
You see the inside of your shell. You know this place. It's safe and comforting.
Feels like home.
For
Home away from home.
Jakova and Sarah, a sudden scramble of stones drop off the path above you, falling to 100 feet to the base of the mountain. Looking up, you see a massive hunched figure near the top of the mountain you're currently on. A long neck looms out as it sweeps left and right, appearing to search for something before it pulls back and then leaps off the top of the mountain. The sudden departure almost starts a rock slide as gravel and rocks send tumbling down. As its wing reaches and catches the air, you see red scales glinting in the sunlight as an adult red dragon flies deeper into the range. And speaking of nasty ways to die, I did not think we'll run into her. Thank the three that she didn't notice us, or at least didn't decide we're too much, not good enough for a snack.
A dragon.
She's red.
That was a dragon.
I shall name her Christine.
She has a name. You should not name her. You'll disrespect her. Do not say that out loud.
Call anything else after me again and see what happens.
What did you ask me?
color was said dragon?
Red. You. A little unnerved, he gets back up, brushes the dust off himself, finally covering everyone. He looks around, gets his bearings, then he starts moving along the path, occasionally taking a nervous glance in the direction the dragon took off. Like, he looks up at the sky, waits half a second, sees nothing there, and continues, and he seems to do that for, like, the rest of the day. If you wanted to ask questions in Cat, you can.
So, you've seen that thing before?
My master has. He seemed to be trained, when he was talking, he was training me, telling me that there's a red female dragon who took to the ranges and is calling it her horde.
And we're deciding to walk through it.
Red is bad, isn't it? Just trying to remember dragons.
In general sense, chromatic dragons tend to be more aggressive, attack back, and don't really communicate with those lesser than them.
Okay.
Chromatic dragons tend to be ones that display more ill intent.
What color were you again?
I'm black.
Yeah.
I think we'll stop where I've put the marker, Darian. I think that's a good place to stop. If you see where I've done it, yeah? Okay.
Okay, I guess we just move a little bit more carefully.
Just means we need to be on high guard.
You continue to wind your way down to the sheer face of this mountain after a day of travel, having camped in slightly wider yet precarious sections of the trail. You finally reach the bottom and start moving through the valleys beneath. It's definitely nicer down here, while the cold winds still howl past, sweeping up your cloaks and stealing what heat you can manage to hold on to close. The threat of falling to your sudden death is a lot lower. 2 days pass as you wave between the bases of clustered behemoths that make up this mountain range. Eventually, the valley starts to get narrower and narrower until Orion stops. The path here is going to get quite narrow. We'll have to move in single file for a ways. And, Jakurva, Osiris, it'll be a bit tight of a squeeze, so be careful as we walk in. Once we enter the passage, turning around will be very hard, so please be patient and just head straight so no one gets hurt.
Understood.
Anyone want to do anything before you start entering this passage?
Would I be fine walking through said passage?
Given you are the size of someone's boot, yes.
There's not much I can really do, preparation-wise.
Can we get a
cast Sendo Substrata.
Okay. Can we get a marching order?
Which order for? So Osiris, Orion will be at the front, and then who is behind him in order?
It depends if you want to keep me close.
If you want to still learn from him, then you can definitely be second. It's literally up to you guys.
That was my goal for this.
So Orion, Jakurva. Who's after Jakurva?
I'll go after Jakurva so he can pull me through if I get stuck.
All right, then after Osiris.
I'll go after Osiris.
All right.
Okay.
Yes, Anixara can go next if no one else wants to.
Colt will be at the back, probably. Or at least somewhere near Christine then.
Could I go in front of our guide?
No.
No.
He is your guide, and he's taking the stance 100% seriously.
Okay.
Do you want to go? So who's going? So Christine or Nerisian? Who's next?
I'll go behind Christine then.
She's
Who goes
not,
Court, Christine, then Nerisian.
Okay.
she's not carrying where she is.
Alright.
It's been 6 days at this point as you've been traveling. So if anyone wants to bother marking down 6 days of the rations, feel free to. It's been a lot of hard traveling, and ahead of you, you find this uncomfortably narrow path. Jakurva, you are very much uncomfortably stumbling your way through this narrow path. Your general build means you're brushing your arms on either side. If you don't take extra careful, steps to make sure you're not constantly dragging your arms on either wall, you accidentally graze the side of your arm with the rough texture of stone. You notice the companions. You notice that Orion in front of you has stopped.
Mm-hmm.
Feel free to make a perception check if you want to.
And yeah,
Sure.
up to
It's Osiris and
to
Sarah.
Sarah
Can do as well.
Yeah, can make it perception checks.
Okay.
Okay.
So from where you are, unfortunately, Osiris, all you see is the shaggy back of this large man. But in front of you, Jakurva and Sarah, you see off to the side a bit, seemingly to peel itself from the nearby mountains, 3 large grey-skinned hulking figures. 2 of which appear to be laughing jocularly. One points in the direction of your group, and a third turns and reaches for a large pile of rocks.
Oh god.
Oh, fuck.
As it does, you watch it take one quick step forward, and like an Olympian going for gold, its shot puts that boulder straight towards your group. It sails just a little bit past you all, and actually slams down on the path behind Nerisian, crushing down into it, blocking the rear.
I quickly try. But before the boulder hits, I quickly try and pull my tail in so I don't get smacked on the ass.
It's
It
a good
lands-
10 feet away.
Yeah, they're like 10 feet behind you. Immediately, Orion seeing this stuff, because he didn't know, he noticed something was wrong, but didn't seem to see them. After that goes off, he just immediately goes, "Run!" And he starts running ahead down the path as fast as he can.
Cool. I will. I am willing to take damage if I need to force through myself, but yeah.
Yep, you start shoveling through. It's very uncomfortable as your arms are grazing and you feel stone like catching your fur and pulling some out. The other 2 giants, which everyone can now see, the 3 of them there, reach down and grab rocks themselves, lazily tossing them from hand to hand as you run forward.
I'm gonna cast Mage Armor on myself.
All right.
Doing my best to help Osiris get through fast as well.
Take it. I can't triple dash through this.
Would you say, Demi, you're really quiet.
I take it I can't triple dash my way through this.
Unfortunately, not with everyone in your way.
Yeah.
Anyone else want to do anything while you're rushing forward?
I mean,
Rushing.
I'll try and, because I'm so far ahead of everyone and there's nowhere to go, I'll just book it.
Yep. Anything with Sarah? You said
Oh,
something?
no, just rushing. Just
Alright.
like.
You notice them, the 2 that picked up boulders, they appear to be throwing them a little ahead of you. And as you're running along, you hear loud crashes and them slamming in. At one point, you turn through one of the paths and you can see that the rock has landed on a branch, blocking one way. And you're running forward. They continue to laugh. And as you run out, you open up into a larger area. As you can see, it's a bit circlish. Space opens up and there's a few other paths opening around you, but each one of them appears to have been blocked off by one of these large boulders.
So we're stuck on a path and there's no foliage below us or anything, yeah?
So you're at the bottom of a valley, basically.
Yeah.
You've been traveling between 2 large rock faces. You've been winding through them all, and now these guys are throwing rocks at you. As you get up into an area where the path is finally widened, and you all stumble out into this wider area, they appear to be about 4 or 5 different branches leaving from this place, but the stone giants have been basically systematically blocking them off one at a time.
And we didn't see which way the other Ryan went, did we?
He's with you all.
Oh, I thought he ran off.
He's stuck and he's looking around like very nervously.
I've got a question.
Yep.
We're in the middle of a valley. How far are they away from us?
A good 30 to 60 feet. They're within range.
All right.
And-
I'm going to, at the closest one,
Mm-hmm.
cast Minor Illusion. I'm going to make the sound of a dragon.
Okay, and what are you doing, Sarah? You were saying something?
I'm going to approach Orion and be like, which way is the right path?
That is a very good question.
Any of them right now? Okay, awesome. I approach, I go close enough to the closest boulder.
So you start walking up to it. As
Not
you do,
right next to it.
yeah, you're walking. I'm assuming you're gonna cast shadow.
Yes.
Yeah, as you start moving towards it and at least facing that direction, you do notice that the giants have stopped laughing, and they seem to be looking around, and you hear cracks, and bit off to your right, you guys see cracks start to form on the side of the wall, like this almost 10-foot tall sheer wall of stone that separates you from them.
Oh.
Laughing, they look around, confused, and then suddenly the stone bursts outwards, and a large grey carapace pushes up from below. A massive jaw lined with teeth emerge
Okay, cool.
Hi, Bullet. How you going?
It looks at you all for a moment, then starts to pull the rest of itself out of the ground, emerging on 4 trunk-like legs as this land shark looms at you all. Cracking can be heard on either side, as well as another burst from the cavern to your right, and then the third comes from the left of it, circling through you all. Then suddenly a boulder comes crashing down onto one of them, as the stone giants appear to not like the intrusion on their game. 2 of these creatures quickly dive back into the ground the way they came, and you can see cracks traveling across the ground towards where the stone giants are. The third one, looking towards you, starts to take a step forward.
Nice.
What do you do?
I cast
the stone.
with a spell slot Sendo Substrato on everyone.
You cast it
Alright.
before, it's still up.
Yeah, it's still going.
Really? I
It's
thought
the same day.
That was like 2 days ago.
No,
the
it's
same
been
day.
about 2 hours.
Well, then it would have gone 'cause it's only lasted 1 hour.
I'm
then
going.
You do it again. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
there you go, you
going
cast
to
it.
minor illusion again.
Alright.
Same sound
Right.
of a dragon roaring and approaching.
As both Osiris, as you begin to get your banjo ready, and Nerissa, as you try to get whatever magical components used to cast the spells, the ground starts to shake. The cracks are spreading out further and further towards you, crisscrossing all around you. And as it starts to charge, the ground beneath you collapses.
Oh, cool.
Uh-oh.
And you start falling.
What do you guys do?
Dexterity saving throw?
What do you
You're
guys do?
currently falling through the air. Rubble surrounding you in all directions. You see Anixara tries to flare her wings out, but then debris and stuff start crashing into them, and she has to pull them back in to stop them from being hurt.
Okay. Is the wall at least looking craggy?
What wall?
You falling there.
Falling down.
There is no
Falling.
walls around you. You can see basically you fall into a larger open space.
Can
I'm a fire off the grappling hook.
All right, so you blindly fire the grappling hook off.
Roll a
Yeah, I
dexterity.
try and attach it to the wall, and I try to attach it to a wall to just hang on for fucking dear life.
Roll
Then make a dexterity check. What are you doing, Sarah?
Can whilst falling, can I see? Is it too dark to be able to see what's below?
Not for you.
No, not for you. You can see directly below you, large plumed. It's hard to see the color exactly, but these large beds of
Something.
what color? Yeah, something. There's large. They're about 15, 20 feet across, but there's a bunch of them all around below you.
I'm just gonna hope for the best. That's all I can do.
Anyone else gonna try anything?
Anybody got that before?
I'm just trying to think. So, dark vision doesn't help him too much, does it?
You can see straight
See.
down, but around, you can see the same thing below you. This large something's beneath you.
And so would I be able to reach out and essentially, I guess, grab onto anyone?
Yeah, there's Orion's in front of you, and Osiris is basically right next to you.
In that case, I'm gonna, having actually no idea how gravity works, I'm going to reach out, try and grab 2 of them, and try and tell them to grab onto each other as well, so we can attempt to do the
parachute thing. The
Yeah,
semicircle parachute
basically to
thing?
get more air resistance going
The
against
start
us.
of
as we're
Power
falling.
Rangers the movie. I'm aware.
Yeah.
So yeah, you grab Osiris and Orion. Orion is just screaming. Osiris, what do you do? He grabs you.
This isn't water, says Osiris.
Yep.
I
This is not my
mean-
favorite terrain.
What do you suggest? We're falling.
As you're
yep,
talking,
yeah, we are.
I'll say Nerissa, you firing this crossbow as well, and as you do, unfortunately, the rubble around you just seems to break its path as it hits a piece of detritus rock and bounces away and goes limp in the air, and then falling in a shower of rubble, you frantically looking for a way to arrest your fall. The ground rushes up fast, and some of you wincing, experiencing the wet sensation of pacing yourselves on a cavern floor. Instead, you slam into a soft, springy bed of mycelium as a bed of massive mushrooms soften your fall. The giant mushroom cracks and collapses under the added weight of the party, and the rubble, under the weight of the party and the rubble, and slowly starts to topple, dumping you all unceremoniously onto the hard ground beneath. Scratching and gnashing at the mushrooms, you see the land sharks that have similar experiences, but the mushroom didn't do as good stopping its descent. It throws off a large chunk of mushroom and looks over at you, seemingly not too happy about the whole situation.
As this is going on, as you're falling, you notice as the spores from the mushroom are falling with you, they seem to go up and they seem to emanate this like glowing blue light, giving everyone vision. Just for letting you know.
I interrupted you, Osiris, because that's about the point you guys hit the mushrooms.
Yeah, that's the one you hit the mushrooms. And
Nah,
that's
that's alright. I said exactly what I needed to say.
that's where we're ending. Yeah.
That's the end of the
Sweet.
session.
Thanks,
So next
that's
session,
it.
have fun with this.
Yeah, have fun with the bullet.
Cool times.
I feel like you just gave me a heart attack.
We try. I will actually quickly take a 5-minute break myself so I can sign everyone off, but I'll be back in a little bit. So yeah, have fun. Talk for a bit before I switch off in a bit after I come back.
Cool.
So yeah, how'd you guys like that last little section before we ended?
How did we like your bullet puzzle?
We haven't done the bullet puzzle yet. The bullet
Pre-bullet
puzzle is the next
puzzle.
session.
As soon as you said like the ground and it just like falls out and like cracks apart, and I was like, I'm fucked. Like I feel like just panic took me over there.
Hey, Nick. Hey, look. I felt panicked as well. That's why I made a grappling gun. I'm glad I actually got to use it. At
Honestly,
least once.
it was not a bad idea. Unfortunately, during this sheer amount of debris and stuff, it would have been next to impossible to get a secure handhold anywhere.
I had one other idea, but I feel like I would have gotten yelled at for it.
What idea were you thinking?
I was gonna see if I could roll to get the dragon's attention.
Oh no.
That would be interesting. That's not something I even considered, honestly. But
Well, I was, making dragon noise and wanted to scare off the fucking stone giants,
Yeah.
but it didn't work.
yeah, you tried to, and then shit happened and interrupted you, and then you tried to again, and then more shit happened and interrupted you.
Oh well.
Boy, that fall. Interesting.
Actually, now that I think about it, why am I still injured? Shouldn't we have had a long rest before we even got to this point?
Yes,
Yeah.
you guys
Yeah,
are
I
dead.
got
It's been
some
6
points off my
days.
spells.
I didn't tick the long rest button, but yeah. So what do you guys think of the Stone Pillar Highlands so far?
Nice.
Great.
It's pretty cool. I really liked the puzzle earlier.
I like
which
the drowning
puzzle?
puzzle. That was fun.
Look, I had one more spell I was going to type out before.
Which
I
spell?
spent before catapult, but then catapult came up.
Were you
I
literally just going
would've
down the
died.
list?
I would have died.
What were you going to type out?
Disintegrate.
What?
Disintegrate.
Oh, you would have absolutely killed yourself.
Yeah.
If you typed in disintegrate, you would have disintegrated yourself.
I just wonder if that's more risky than what I
What's
did,
wrong
honestly.
with you?
Wish was we actually thought of a specific thing for Wish because we knew someone would probably try that,
It's funny.
and it would be funny. And it's like it would not surprise me if the people who made this specifically coded in a response in case someone did Wish, and it's just like oh my god, something's big happening, and then the big fuck you at the end.
It was pretty funny.
No, I appreciate it.
It was a good time.
I did not expect someone to type in fireball or disintegrate. Thank God no
Well-
one typed in lightning.
Yeah, lightning bolt would have
Despite
been.
the fact it was slightly railroaded, I'm thankful
Or
I got the
gravity
chance to be
sinkhole.
helpful on that.
I mean,
will
to
say
be
this-
fair, what like Darian said about it being, cantrip, first level, second level, I already had that in mind. I was literally saying, please don't go too potent because that's
Yeah.
not what we're looking for.
Yeah, worth a
The
shot.
basics.
Oh, that's
Also,
true.
I was gonna say the only other person I could think of would probably be trained in using a archaic weaponry might have been Osiris, but that's assuming he's probably a bit older. So,
It's
Well,
honest,
catapults
you're
aren't
honest,
archaic. It's just that you were trained in weaponry and battle and warfare.
Yeah.
From
Catapult's that one spell I feel like I would know, but it's not really a thing that would be touched on for too long. It's like, yeah, you can just propel things. All right, moving on
But,
to like a new spell.
my lack of magic helped,
it did.
kind of.
interestingly,
I just need to make sure my spells are correct for the new.
Your
Yeah.
lack
Cool
of
Easter egg.
medieval warfare weapons.
okay, well, AJ's back. Did you want to start signing us out?
Yeah, I was gonna start sending this off.
Pepper.
As your, yeah, thanks for joining us. We had a good time. Hope you guys did too. We will see you again in 2 weeks for another session of Echoes. But on Wednesday, we've got my Pokemon Randomizer. One day I'll be the second gym. We'll fucking find out. Hopefully it's next week. Other than that, Thursdays is, I don't know yet. We'll figure something out.
Who knows? Not working. Maybe more Zelda.
If not, yeah, if Kim's not working, maybe more Zelda. If not, maybe Monster Prom or something. If people are up for it, I'll find out.
Can't wait to cry more Zelda.
One for Monster Prom.
But yeah, we've got a bunch of things coming up. We'll see you guys next week. Remember to have a look at Valkyrie.
Yeah, Valkyra.
Valkyra's art over at Valkyra2 on Twitter and at Valkyra_arts on Instagram. That's all good stuff there. Sorry about the start. That was a mess up. I didn't notice it wasn't working. My bad. But yeah, I'll see you all Wednesday. But for now, have a good day. Don't do drugs, stay in school, or do whatever you want. I'm not your dad. Goodbye.
See ya.
Bye.